Welcome back to Iconic Productions. It gets worse. Sorry, one of my players was flipping me off right before we started, so a little bit of chaos there. Okay, hello. Today we're going to do something a little different because we are down Nick, whose character is the star of the big fist fight that's going to happen next episode.
Yeah.
And Mary. So with two people down, we are going to try something a little different. A one-shot that I finished writing. Well, we'll finish writing probably a quarter or maybe halfway through this episode. So this is going to be
say these things.
It's going to be fantastic. We are going to run a heist from Vera Mayweather's criminal past. Before we dive in, a couple of mechanics things. One, to avoid another spontaneous like PC just dead because of an unfortunate crit, for this one shot, we're gonna do normal critical hits. Roll 2 dice. Also, Vera shouldn't die.
Yeah, because then Tammy gets wonky.
Probably the possibility of death. I'm sorry, I should have introduced Alex. Alex, thank you so much for joining us again for the one shot here. So Vera can't die. So Vera, you have a fate point. So if at some point you would die through massive damage, instead you get dropped to 1 hit point. And if you would have failed a third death save, we will treat that death save as having rolled a natural 20. And we're just gonna do that because we need you to not die. However, if you die again after that, then we're gonna have to talk about how Vera Mayweather in the normal campaign is actually a doppelganger. That's just gonna be great.
I'm her evil twin.
And there was one other thing. Oh, remind me that the third thing I will tell you when we get to the planning phase. So, things out of the way in the front. Cool, great. So, here we go. I can't say when we last left our heroes, so I'm just going to throw up my arms and say, we are going to go way back. Before the rise of the Blood Goddess, before the rise of Silhalun, before the war with Vreem, to the year 5263, when Vera was just 18 years old.
Oh, that's when you went?
When the streets of the Slacks, the poor, I should have given Vera Grace a heads up on what we were doing, but I didn't, so.
Quick question, that's rather important. I'm just going to throw it in here now. Has the thing that I sent you happened yet?
Your question will be answered when I get through my intro.
Okay, no spoilers because I haven't told anybody in the normal campaign yet.
So.
That's fine, you can trust me.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. To a time when the streets of the Slacks, the poor neighborhood of Onashur, were a chaotic mess of poverty, starvation, and warring gangs. The largest of which, what?
For a change.
Sure. The largest of which might claim a territory of 3 or even 4 whole streets. Tensions in the city are very high, as the cult of Halloran spreads like wildfire through the Slacks, preaching healing and life and producing food for the poor and the weak. Their work undermines the authority of the Merchant Council, which has driven them underground in their efforts to exterminate the cult. Merchant Councilwoman Bette's latest caravan loss means that state rations in the Slacks will be halved again, and hundreds will certainly die. And finally, there is a power vacuum in the criminal underworld, as several bosses of the larger gangs have mysteriously died. Rumor has it a new outfit is in town, trying to take over territory and subjugate the other gangs. Vera, you and your boyfriend Gideon are young thieves and have been working for a local thug, a human named Aiden, since you were very small. He taught you to pick pockets, rob street vendors, sneak into homes. The streets nearby you are the only home you have ever known, and you have never been or looked beyond them at this point. Aside from Gideon's tales of one day getting out of all of this and maybe someday living in a respectable neighborhood like the Cataracts. However, many things change. Now, before I say this, this is backstory that Grace has written. This is not me. So anyway, however, many things changed a few weeks ago when you found out that you had miscarried your first daughter, Theodosia, after Aiden beat you in a rage for failing to return with the mark. Gideon, when you told him, left without a word, and his vengeance was terrible. But the two of you have had little time to grieve. Aiden and his lieutenants are dead, but with the loss of his protection comes the beginning of what you and Gideon, much later on, will call to your children the early days. You and Gideon have had to kill several humans from the Central Street gang, as you desperately try to maintain the borders of Aiden's former territory, but the other halfling youths and children have become easy prey, most have gone missing, and worse yet, 3 days ago, a man claiming to be Aiden's handler, which was news to you, you thought Aiden was his own outfit, showed up and said that you now have a week to pay what Aiden owes to the guild. Unable to find Aiden's stash, you have been desperately looking for any job that might make enough to pay Aiden's debt. Thus far, you have been unsuccessful until today. As Gideon strides into the tiny one-room hut that you two share, bringing 3 others that you do not recognize with him. Gideon is an average-size halfling with a lighter-than-average build, kind of dark hair that's always a total mess, and just determination on his face, which is a welcome change for you, Vera, from kind of the last couple of weeks of melancholy that have just kind of set into him. Oh God! All right, here we go.
I do it. So for the audience, attempt some Cockney accents that are going to go south so fast that your heads will spin.
You know, you were the one saying you don't say these things. Gideon strides in, 3 others following him, a couple of gnomes and a halfling. Yeah, a couple of gnomes and a halfling following him. As Gideon has become fond of saying recently, never trust the tall ones. So these Gideon and these 3 kind of walk in, and it's really crowded. Gideon has told you nothing about this, although he's been gone quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. Right, love. This is James 9. And he's pretty handy with a blade and cutthroat as hell. Alex, if you'd like to describe your character.
Yeah, so I'm a halfling dressed in, dark-colored sailing regalia, basically. Pretty stereotypical pirate look. Got black Captain Jack Sparrow style hat, some sort of sash around my waist, and let's see. If I can, I'd like to have I guess it'd be like a scimitar stashed in that.
Yep. Yeah, you guys, I didn't get to equipment, but you guys have yes number of daggers, You're all rogues, so you have yes number of daggers. You can have a rapier or two or a scimitar if you like, and you all have leather armor. So your armor class will be 11 plus your dexterity modifier.
Cool.
Okay. Gideon points at one of the gnomes and says, "That one's Estra. She's got a brain in her, and can look like anyone." Oh God, Jenny, if you'd like to describe your character.
Warm it up.
Yes, so she's a very young rock gnome. Young, I mean, gnomes are long lived, so she's probably in her 40s, but she's about the equivalent of early 20s. She's wearing just a simple set of leather armor. She's got a number of daggers strapped to herself in odd assorted places, as well as a rapier.
Right. And he points at the other gnome, who is dressed also in leather armor, has daggers all over, kind of a large satchel strapped just to kind of the small of her back. And what looks like kind of a chain reinforcing the leather, but it's kind of embedded into it, so it's not loose and making noise. And she's just dressed in dark clothing. And Gideon kind of thumbs at her and says, "And this one's Philly-Or. She's a muscle. Right, you three meet me trouble and strife, Vera. She'll be joining us on the job. So, here's what we got. He takes kind of the cups and plates on the table and kind of constructs a very, very crude map. And so this is roughly what you guys are looking at as he's talking. Here we go. Oh, I have to share it.
You do.
I can't just say this is what you're looking at.
Teams into our head.
All right, so you guys should all be able to see that.
Yep.
That pop up for everyone?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
It's nice. Yep.
Yeah, you can move around a bit here. Oh, I forgot to put the arrow on it. So this is about as crude as he's drawing. Okay, so he kind of constructs this map as he's talking. Here we go. Right, so here's what we've got. And if it's new, called something like the whale teeth or something, but a big axe. I don't know. They've got resources, but nobody knows where they're coming from. Security's tight. I've got someone interested in a box they've got hidden away in this sewer bunker, but the client's very secretive and won't tell us what's in the box. Anyone who knows what's in it's got to die. Finally,
What's in the box?
Nobody can know what we came for, so we've got to replace the box with a lookalike, and nobody can know. Yeah, I'm pulling a full Dick Van Dyke here. Anyone who sees our faces has also got to die. We've got to kill them and dispose of the body. Nobody can know that we were ever there. Now, I've got a man on the inside, and tomorrow he'll be on duty at this guard post. So he points at the one, I think there's a star in it. Yeah. Once you get past the outer sentries, you'll meet him there. And you got to look. You got to knock like this. He kind of demonstrates on the table a particular pattern of knock. And when he opens the door, you've got to say, "Oh, blasé, like the spiders have pecked it in. They've wrapped up and scarpered."
Wait,
Now,
yeah. Try that again.
Right. All confident, like the spiders have pecked it in, and they've up and scarpered.
Got it.
Now, the other thing is going to be super easy. Right? We get past the sentries, we get the code from the inside man, find the room for the code, replace the item with the decoy, make it look like you were here for something else, or not here at all, and escape without anyone seeing your faces. So, super easy. How do you want to approach it?
Totally easy, of course. Obviously, Gov.
But that's the information you've got.
All right. Well, that
Look at the map.
Well, I
So
mean,
you've got there's right. So this is down in the sewers, and so and that's all of the scouting that he's been able to do. So like, yeah, the mark is somewhere roughly in that area. That's the guard post you need to start at. So this will be the planning phase. So you basically got to hit them before tomorrow. Otherwise, they may have time to kind of expand to other locations, and it won't all be centralized. And so you've each got kind of one day to make some preparations, and then you each have for this whole mission one flashback. So your flashback basically means if you've hit a dead end, you can't figure out what's going on, you can't figure out how to kind of advance, or you are just in a spot that you cannot think your way out of. You can use your flashback to say, cool, I prepared for just this thing. And you will narrate kind of what you did to prepare for this moment.
Nice.
I did not come up with rules to limit that at all, so we're just gonna run with it. This is gonna be fantastic. So that is in addition to whatever kind of plan you want to do. So we'll do a real quick, maybe 10-minute planning session where you guys can work out kind of what you want to do to overcome these obstacles that you know about. So one, right, you've got to get past their kind of sentries that wander the sewers around.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you need to make contact with the inside man and get the code from him that will actually get you into the room that has the this box that you need. You will need to basically replace the box without anybody knowing that it's been replaced.
Do we know what the box looks like?
yeah, that was gonna be my question.
Yeah, Gideon kind of reaches into a satchel and says, "What? Get this commissioned?" And he places a box. It's about maybe 1.5 feet long, about 6 inches high, and you don't know what the actual box materials are going to be made out of. But the designs on this one, it looks like there's a lot of kind of gold inlay and a lot of jewels. And none of this is actual gold or jewels. It's cleverly painted and whatnot. So you're not sure what the heft of the actual item will be, but this is, according to Gideon, what it looks like.
Well, that's a bloody big box.
Right. But whoever's actually going to do this is going to need to go in light, right?
Right.
I'll do it. I'm the hunter.
Well, so I have advantages of I have some mechanical devices I can use to distract things if need be. I also have the ability to look and sound like anyone else. Well, except maybe one of the talls. But I can sound like a toff, if that helps.
Yes. Maybe that's a good idea, is just go around. What's your thing? What can you do?
Well, I do the usual. I'm a burglar. So, I can do the usual. I can distract people with my stuff. I can make things. It takes a while, but I can. I have the ability to help other people out when they're struggling a little bit. And also, this is a really good thing about me is nobody is able to sneak up on me or take me by surprise. And I mean like ever.
That sounds
So,
useful.
yeah. And I see like a cat.
What about you, the pirate? What can you do?
I can cut in and out of the shadows. I can take out, somebody and be gone before they know they're dead. What else can I do? Got my handy scimitar that I'm more than prepared to use. I've been in a handful of scraps in my day. But I prefer to get in and get out without any fight turning into some sort of real fight.
Mm. So I'm going to assume all of us is quiet on our feet, right?
Oh, the quietest.
Yep.
Good. What about you? Strong silent type. Look at the other gnome.
Yes, I can be very quiet.
Good. Guys, this is so exciting being with a bunch of rogues.
I know.
No chainmail is gonna clink.
No stupid chainmail clinking. Nobody with +0 or negative dexterity modifiers.
So with all of that shared, how do you guys want to approach the sentries, or get past them? That is.
Yeah. Vera's feeling particularly violent in the events of the past few months. So she's kind of going with the sneak up behind and garrote everyone.
That's my specialty. So
Yeah, that's
Okay.
well, you know. And
So
the
we're
good
gonna
thing is-
straight up just kill the guards.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, Vera wants to murder everybody over 3 feet.
Awesome. Now you'll also need a way to dispose of the bodies, right? So ideally, right, nobody knows that you guys were ever here. Second best is if you are noticed, it needs to look like you were going for something else, like you had some other goal in coming here.
Sure.
Because
So,
there needs to be no
question.
suspicion that you took the box at all.
The map says that there's rope bridges. Is that across the river?
Yeah, so there's through the sewers, right? That's just kind of a large spillway
Okay.
that runs eventually to the actual harbor of the city. So yeah, what you can see is that there are kind of those 3 rooms that look out onto this canal, and then there have been rope bridges created connecting those 3 rooms.
And remind me, this whole area is being patrolled by a rival outfit?
Yes, right. So some new outfit has basically set up their first spot there. And yeah, you're basically trying to hit them while all of their resources are concentrated, and get what you can.
Okay. Because who is normally in charge of this territory? Like, who's the big gang who they're horning in on whose territory here?
As far as I mean, this is way outside of y'all's territory, so you don't really know.
Okay.
So they wouldn't recognize us then, being a new gang and everything?
It depends on how many there are.
Right.
So it might be yes. Right. So Gideon, Vera, here's what Gideon is trying to communicate to you. I can't concentrate on the Cockney and actually exposit here. What Gideon was saying is basically, sure, you might be able to walk in and they'll say, they might say, oh, hey, cool, you're part of a new outfit. But this is also an outfit, a new outfit. So if you guys ever come up against them, they might recognize your face in the street and then come after you guys. And
Right.
Vera, at this point, your gang is you and Gideon and a couple other surviving terrified halflings who are looking for a way out. And that is what Gideon has been talking about, right? Trying to find a way out of this lifestyle.
Mhm.
So this is a classic once more kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so here's the question: there are several different crime factions in the city. Would we at least know, perhaps some of us who are a little bit more in the the brain department, would know what sort of insignia or certain trademarks, etc., these other rival gangs would have.
I'll give you a history check.
That's
Cool.
exactly what I was thinking, that we could make this look like it's a threat from another gang.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Or if we leave the bodies behind, at least let the other gang. Oh, it's gonna
put
suck.
a note on it, or we're just there to threaten them, get them off our turf.
History.
Actually, Hestra, if you would like to make this your preparation role as you kind of research what they would be wearing, what they look like, things like that, in order to make disguises, you're the mastermind, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you could use investigation on this, and I believe you have expertise. That's what I
do.
forgot. I think you all get to pick like 4 of your skills that you are experts in. I forgot to actually mark that on the sheet. So you guys can take any of your anything you're proficient in, any 4, and become experts in them.
Sweet. So
Which
that
is-
would be a 19 then.
A 19. Holy crap!
So you get to
yes,
add your proficiency a second time for that. Right?
Yeah.
yes, it does your
Double
proficiency.
proficiency.
Nice.
Good. So yeah, with a 19, you absolutely know kind of how what they wear, kind of some of their gestures and kind of their tells, their marks for who's in and who's not. Good. So you can go ahead and spend your prep day kind of making outfits for everybody.
Okay.
And-
I'm sorry. Maybe that wasn't quite a 19. Hang on. Let me do math. 6, 14 plus. Oh, it was a 17. Sorry.
17. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Good. So you've got all of that.
All right. And then I would just also say to the group that I am, well, actually, I can just take expertise in deception too. That'll work. Because I don't have great charisma, but I can lie to people.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
go ahead and mark your other expertises.
I just upped my deception and persuasion too.
Okay.
In case.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me. Just go ahead and mark it down on your sheet and keep
I'm gonna
track of
go
that.
with
You said we get 4 of them, right, Josh?
4 of them, yeah. So yeah, Vera.
Just to kind of piggyback off of what Hestra is doing, there's the idea of leaving the bodies there, not just disguising ourselves, because we're supposed to kill somebody who sees us anyway, but something to leave on the body like a, bad guys, we're here, this is a threat from us, only it's not us.
Right.
Distinctive.
Okay,
to
so
another-
basically trying to make a. If you have to kill people and you can't dispose of the body, basically make this look like a gang hit, essentially.
Right.
Okay. So Vera, if you want to use your time to kind of investigate, I assume you're not going to make it clear that this was like you and Gideon. So
No.
if you want to use yours to basically figure out how would I make this look like the Central Street Gang basically did a hit on you guys. You can go ahead and roll investigation for that.
So, actually an intriguing idea, which I might discuss with Gideon, and I'm not going to do it because I can't do the accent. But do we want to, is the client who has ordered this saying that it needs to be, nobody knows we particularly were involved, or can we leave a threat on these people that makes it clear there's a new kingpin in town and it's us?
Well, I mean, I guess we could. But that's gonna put a pretty big target on our back. Nope, that's not. Just flipping.
It's not bad.
it's not bad.
It could be a lot.
Maybe Gideon's just gonna be Australian, and we'll just go with that.
It's fine.
Or maybe this is my fucking world and the accents are different. Suck it. I should have just gone with that from the beginning.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Speak Australian.
Well, that'll put a pretty big target on our back. But
I'm not saying that we make it obvious it's us. How are they gonna know? We leave a symbol on them that's new. No one's ever seen it before. Maybe when we're stronger, we use it again. But for now, something new.
yeah, that could work.
Mhm. I start thinking of cool symbols for us. But then also researching the other guys. I'm debating.
Okay, sure. Okay. James 9, how are you preparing for this?
Yeah, so I'm thinking about things really logistically. Could we get our hands on a bag of holding and or an immovable hole, or not an immovable hole, a movable hole. What's it called?
Portable hole.
Portable hole, and or an immovable rod. All three of those could be exceptionally helpful.
Alex, in just like the 3, I think, times that I have ever DM'd for you, you have made me afraid of giving you any of those.
Yeah, those are my favorites.
So, I will let you roll investigation. I'm telling you now, I mean, those are all pretty serious magic items, and right now you're like an outfit of 4 people.
Fair.
You're basically going to need a natural 20 or a total of 30.
Okay. And what is it that I'm rolling?
Just roll a d20 and add your investigation.
Okay. Wait. Does that count? I don't know how this works.
It has to go in the chat box.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
in the
so
chat box.
there you go.
Okay, well that is
You have a plus 21.
an 11.
An 11?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, an 11.
You are not able to find those, but because your character knows that those would be basically impossible to find, I'm not going to have that burn your prep action there.
Okay, cool. Let's see, what else can we do?
Other equipment that you might want are things like grappling hooks, ropes. I mean, think real mundane, but also very practical.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes.
Oh yeah, Josh, I also have a burglar's pack, right? Because we get our starting equipment.
You guys can all have whatever's in a burglar's pack.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say things like oil and flint and tinder, caltrops, rope, grappling hooks.
Yep.
Okay.
What about any sort of explosive? Because if we get caught, we can just take the box and make a distraction, or tear down the sewers, one or the other.
Sure. Give me so this one will cost your kind of action.
That's fine.
And I'll tell you what. For reasons that I will tell you later, this roll is going to be at disadvantage. There is a reason that it's at disadvantage, and
Okay.
I will tell you later. But I'll give you an investigation check for that.
Can you add firecrackers to that, as in small explosives?
Yeah, no, you're not going to come up totally empty-handed. I'm not going to screw you like that, but
I mean, distinctly, like I want firecrackers.
I rolled a nat 20 and a 16, so I dropped the 20.
No,
Okay.
that's so sad.
Still
the
good.
total. What's the total then?
So that makes it 18. Yeah, as my roll.
18. Okay. Yeah, you've got what amounts to 3 kind of noise makers. So yeah, just like firecrackers, pretty harmless, and then 1 that will basically function like a flash bomb, flash grenade.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll drop it in the room, and then hopefully close the door behind you, and everybody will make it within the radius will make a con save or be blinded for a couple of rounds.
Awesome. I like it.
Okay.
Um,
You guys have your equipment. You've got your rope, your grappling hooks, things like that. Vera?
I haven't rolled for that yet. Can I roll for the symbology that I'm looking up? I will make a game time decision if I'm going to make it ours, but
Yeah.
I'd like to know what the prominent symbols of the other game.
you don't have to come up. You don't have to roll to come up with kind of a symbol for your budding outfit. The roll is just to see if you can figure out somebody else's. So go ahead.
Oh, for other people's, this is investigation.
Yep, investigation.
Cool. Oh, come on.
You're a
Here's the
halfling.
You're on a halfling. So you can re-roll that one, and this is the day before, so you will get your trait back tomorrow.
Thank you for reminding me, Jenny.
You're welcome. I love you.
Old character.
I was there. I was helping too.
Better. That's +5, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, yeah. Give me the name of the gang whose sign that you have figured out.
Isn't there one in the future called Enigma? Let's just say that they're already here.
Enigma?
Yeah, you told me that first session.
They are not here.
Not here yet? Okay. Man, can't think of cool gang names.
I think I remember who they are.
How about Black Stars?
Right.
And their sign is an orange triangle.
So you know kind of the way that they kind of the way that they sling their belts, the way that they like certain tattoos that members have of certain ranks and things like that. You know how to kind of make somebody else look like they're from the Black Stars.
But can I make it look like someone was killed by a Black Star? As in, do they have a distinctive thing?
With
Like a star
with a dirty 20, yeah, you have. I'll say that you have a brace of daggers that has their kind of symbol carved into them.
But again, all of this is if I'm caught and I want to make other people look like I'm a Black Star. That's not what I mean.
That's what I'm saying is like basically you kill somebody and you leave one of these in their body.
Is there something that's more like it's not disposable? As in, that means I can only kill as many people as I have daggers.
And we have yes daggers, so you can kill yes people, so you're good.
For the sake of this, you've got a bunch of them.
Okay. Vera is currently being fueled by grief and rage and wants to kill everything over 3 feet. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, I love bloodthirsty Vera.
You sent me the addition to the backstory, and I was like, cool. Let's write this into the intro. And yeah, no, I'm ready.
I'm also 18 and just teenage raging too.
Okay. So you guys all have your burglar's packs? Yeah, you guys are welcome to just pull those up. You got a
I'm
bunch
just
of
super excited because I have 1,000 ball bearings.
Yeah, ball bearing, ring, a bell, candles, crowbar, hammer, pitons. You can never remember. You've all got hooded lanterns, 2 flasks of oil, 50 feet of rope, etc.
Okay, string could be great because I really want to do another trap. Yes. I'm so ready.
Yes.
All right.
So quick, John.
Yes.
Would we know if this is the sort of sewer where the sewer gases happen to turn out to be flammable?
Please say yes. Please say yes.
I mean, with sewers, that is always a possibility.
All right. Let's go. Let's get creative. Let's do this.
I'm so ready.
Yeah, this is the moment that I thought of when I was texting Alex, like, "Hey, you want to be the one shot?" I was like, "How off the rails do I want this to go?"
Right.
I like to be creative, Josh. Not
Yeah,
off the rails. Creative.
And I love it, Alex, so much.
I'm making a note never let Alex and Yoshi play together.
All right. Here we go. So you are all disguised as members of this new outfit, the whale teeth or something, and you find an entrance to the sewers. Gideon leads you kind of through the way that he took, and eventually you guys kind of get towards the territory, and Gideon goes, right, everybody remembers the plans, sentries, get the code, replace the object, don't be seen, get out safe.
Yes.
Yeah? What?
Jenny does have a request for Josh, though, because
Okay.
between the sound issues that I'm having right now and the accent, I couldn't understand the password phrase.
I wrote it down.
I think Grace has it written down. The spiders are up and left, or they've scarpered or something.
Okay.
The spiders have packed it in, and they've up and scarpered.
Okay.
Scarpered is one of my favorite words in the English language. So
Thank you.
okay, but I've got to go. But good luck. I will. Things get real bad. I'll be watching, and I will run distractions. He just kind of trots down a side tunnel and vanishes.
Okay. Does he do that a lot?
All the time.
As long as I've known him.
Great.
He's like Batman.
Right.
What's a Batman? Is it a
That's
man with
awesome.
wings?
I'm just here to feed the kids, so let's go. Shall we crack on?
Billy Haw says, I think those are called vampires.
Ah,
Oh.
Batman.
Oh yes, I have heard of those.
Hey, are you guys planning? So you guys can kind of hear several voices of sentries kind of echoing through a nearby hallway. How do you want to approach this?
Well,
Can we?
Can I just sneak up and poke my head up and look?
Yeah.
I will do so.
You kind of peer down. Give me a stealth check. Actually, for the purpose of the scene, let's have everybody give me a stealth check.
Cool.
Ooh.
sorry, I will get used to it someday.
16.
Fantastic.
27.
Okay. 27. Billy Haw rolled a 10.
Rolled in that one though.
You're a halfling, so you could use your once per rest re-roll of that right now if you'd like.
That seems like a good idea to not give away everything right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Everything can go to hell on a later roll, but just not the first one.
I need a couple minutes before I can get creative.
Okay.
Okay, 27 the second time though. So
You all managed to beat their passive perceptions. Billy Haw, barely. So Vera, yeah, you creep around, you look down. There are 4 sentries. All of them have like nets, spears, shields, and then they've all got some assortment of daggers or like a scimitar in a sheath on their back. They're definitely equipped for like sewer creatures.
And remind me, step 1 of this heist is to get to that one guard post.
Yeah, basically you've got to pierce kind of the area of sentries towards one of 3 kind of entrance points to the part of the sewers that you need. One of which has Gideon's insider man there.
Okay, we just have to not accidentally kill him. I need to not accidentally kill him.
Yep.
is there any way
Right.
that we know to like identify this inside man?
Yeah.
Well,
Or
isn't
is it
that who
just
we're
a-
supposed to say the phrase to?
No, but
Yes, you're supposed to say the phrase to him, and
Yeah.
that's
So
all.
we're gonna look at every guard in here and just whisper to them, see how they react, and then kill them.
Sorry, Josh. One more quick thing, because I have the ability to make a little toy, clockwork toy,
Yeah,
as a tinker. I would have done that already, right?
yeah. I think you can have up to 3 active. So what do you want? What do you want to have?
I will have a clockwork monster, yeah, of some sort. So like a giant rat, maybe? Well, maybe not a giant rat, but a rat that sounds like a giant rat. And
Okay.
a fire starter. And we'll go with a like a pseudo dragon. That'll be fun.
Wait, what can you do with this ability?
And you could they're just like they're like the little wind up things that you send off and they go chase them down because they make noise, right?
Yeah, I thought there were 3 different kinds of that though, which is what I was asking.
Yeah, there's the clockwork toy, the fire starter, and the music box. Do they
Oh,
have to
gotcha.
be different, or can you do the same? Up to 3. It doesn't say they have to be different. So I would do a fire starter and then 2 of the toys.
2 of the toys. Got it. Okay, that's
So
what
one will be a rat and one will be a pseudo dragon.
Gotcha. Okay, you got it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, as I'm looking at them, can I, from my vantage point, from what I know, logically sneak my way by them, or would that be impossible for the 4 of us?
It looks like they're patrolling a certain part. You're not sure. So yes, there is a way to sneak past them. It might take some time for each of you to kind of wait for a gap and make it through. So you'd be sacrificing some time, but it might be possible.
But my rage is very deep and all-consuming, so I really, really want to kill them. So can I wait and watch the patterns?
Yeah.
Of how they're circulating, and is there at any point a time where one is alone, away from the others?
They know kind of how the sewers work, so none of them are straying very far from the group.
We might want to separate them.
Yeah, we could make noise down one tunnel and down another tunnel. We could make noise down 4 separate tunnels and get them to split up and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And while they look for clues, we kill the ones that aren't our guy.
Look here though, Vera. So here's the thing, right? Is that I know you're upset and you're angry right now, and that's fine. That's totally understandable. You've been through a lot. I get it. But ultimately, eyes on the prize, right? We do what we are here to do. We get out. You can kill them all later. You can kill other people later. You know, important thing is we get paid, yeah?
Well, question is speed more important here, or leaving them alive?
I think getting paid is the ultimate goal. That's why I'm here.
We're still going to get paid if we take them out, though.
Right. But if they take us out, then who feeds the little ones I've got at home?
Whatever we take off of those guards will feed the little ones you got at home. You got the rest for yourself.
Who gets it to them if I'm dead?
I'll take it to them.
Thank you, James. That's not my point, but thank you.
At the mere mention of this conversation, you have stabbed Vera in the heart.
Sorry.
And how does Vera react to Hestra with such motherly love and concern talking about her children?
You've got some teenage angst going on.
She throws a dagger at one of the guards.
Cool!
That's the opposite of what Hester is trying to achieve.
Vera, roll an attack with advantage.
Does she get like a? I don't know how sneak attack works. Can you like?
As you see red and you just down the tunnel.
Ooh.
I'll do it.
Now everybody roll initiative, and then Vera, go ahead and roll damage on that. I believe That's 1d4 plus 4d6.
Okay. Here's the D4.
How do you calculate initiative, guys?
It's just plus your dex, but you also get to add your charisma modifier.
Okay, so plus 5 plus.
Because use the swashbuckler. 10 plus your dex.
Oh, 15.
15. Cool. The four guards, one of them kind of goes, wait, did you guys hear? Just goes down with a dagger in his throat. He is dead.
Great.
So, Jenny, natural 20 plus a bunch.
29.
20. You have a plus 9 to initiative? Holy crap.
You gave me the alert feat.
You're alert. Yeah, I rolled randomly for like all of this. Like, you're all a class of rogue, and you're all a different class of rogue, and I basically rolled for everything else.
Do I have a feat?
You do not have a feat.
Fine.
I got 2 feet.
Cool. Your average beats theirs. So, Hestra, what are you doing as the first of the four guards just goes down and blood just starts pooling on the sewer floor around him?
All right. Well, that wasn't my plan at all. But since it has happened, clearly we're going to have to finish this lot off. So I will finish what Vera started, or I'll start finishing what Vera started. And I will chuck a dagger at one of the other ones that's still up.
Cool. They are surprised, so give me... actually, you were also surprised, so it's a straight roll.
I am not surprised. I cannot be surprised while I am conscious.
You know what? I'll give it to you. You have advantage. You are surprised at what Vera did, but you are less surprised than the guards who got attacked.
Oh.
Cool. If you rolled all ones,
Okay, so I have a D4 for the dagger, right? And then 4d6 for the sneak attack. Is that
I
right?
mean, if you want to roll the damage, you're
I do.
absolutely welcome to. But what I was saying is that if you rolled all ones, you still kill him.
I want to roll because I don't rogue very often, and I love it.
Go for it. Let's see how badly you. Oh God.
He's real dead.
Calculate this.
So now you roll all of that again because you critted.
Oh. Can it go through that one guard and into another guard?
You know, it probably will.
Yes. Yeah.
I always forget how much fun it is to play just total jackassy characters. Okay.
Oh man.
So let me get this straight. You rolled a 24, 34, 39. What's your dex modifier?
Oh, +4.
So you rolled a 43 damage. Okay, cool.
How many does she get?
Cool.
That was all of my criticals for the rest of my life in Fantasy Grounds.
You did this with a dagger, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you give Vera a quick look, and then you huck the dagger, and it skates across one of their throats, and blood just starts spurting, and he kind of goes down, and then it jams into the eye socket of one of the others, who just falls backwards. And as he does so, his spear just kind of goes straight through the throat of the guy behind him, and all three of these guys just kind of collapse.
Awesome.
Billy, who's standing in the back, still like pulling out her hand crossbow, goes, "Oh damn! Holy crap, Hestra!" And she kind of puts the crossbow away. On a natural 20, I'm definitely going to use the optional rule to I forget what it's called, but like the damage carries over.
Yeah. Awesome.
And that more than killed 3 of them.
Sweet.
Is there another guy? There's 4?
Yeah, I think it was 4, right?
4, and Vera, you killed 1, and Hestra just killed all of the other 3 with a single dagger throw.
Oh,
Oh, dang.
right.
So fine, we're killing them. That's great. Can we go now?
Being quietly in the dark, and you guys are creeped out.
Wait, did you say you're cussing?
I'm laughing.
Oh, laughing. Okay.
Vera doesn't cuss. Even 18-year-old Vera doesn't cuss.
I was like, come on.
Beaten out of her.
Well, fine. There, they're dead. Are you happy?
Very. Let's
Can we
go.
go now?
I scout ahead because that's my thing.
And James is down there, like, dragging the bodies down the hallway in case more guards come this way.
You've got a couple of grappling. Now, you're a halfling, and these are 4 humans.
I will help him.
I'm struggling to drag them down.
You guys are slowed down, but you each take out like a grappling hook and hook it into like 2 of their leather armors, and you're just kind of dragging them down the hallway, and there is just blood like just smeared across the floor behind you.
Not much we can do about that.
As Black Star gets.
Do they have anything, like, worth taking on them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They've all got leather armor. They've all got kind of some pretty simple leather, boiled leather shields. They've all got a spear, some daggers. They've each got a scimitar.
I'm taking my dagger back because waste not, what not.
Okay.
I'll do likewise.
They have between them a total of 23 silver.
I give it, if I find it, I give it to Hestra and I just say, 4 little ones.
They
Do I know
appreciate
her? Do I know that she's got child issues?
I mean, yeah. Do Hestra and James and I know each other?
that. Probably.
Okay.
They're
If
my
that's the case,
siblings.
then I'll
I
let her
have
keep
4
the silver.
siblings at home, so.
There's not a lot of cross cooperation among the various gangs because they're all basically in a just massive constant war. So yeah, you guys would probably be from at least the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I don't know them, right? I've never met them.
Yeah, you've never seen them. Gideon just kind of walked in with them after being absent most of the day every day for the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I do have a very quick question. Sorry to derail it. Do I have any negatives to health, etc.? Because I'm only a month away from a rather traumatic experience.
Do you want to have those?
Seems fair. Like
Remember,
you know,
there is a cult of somebody going around giving people healing.
That's true.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, we could say. Do you want to say that you went to healers from the cult of? Oh, there it is. Halloran.
sure. Okay.
So no, you have no negative health modifiers. So you guys have looted the bodies, and you are dragging them along with you. And as you follow the really awful directions Gideon gave you, it was a lot of right. And once you get past that point, take a left, and like you get to that point, and there's like 3 tunnels that head in wildly different directions, and it's like, Gideon, come on, man. But eventually, you guys get to what looks like, all of these tunnels are open, but you get to this one point where it looks like a very crude door has been fashioned out of like flotsam and junk and stuff pulled out of a sewer canal into a makeshift kind of door-ish barricade, and there's very crude hinges just kind of gouged into the stone. That looks like some kind of small like dwelling or guard post. And you can see a light under the door and kind of shadows moving around.
Can we have dumped those bodies in a quiet corner? Because
Yeah, give me an investigation check, and we'll just see how well you hide them.
Okay. Do you
Yes.
want everyone to give you an investigation check?
I'll just have somebody makes it with advantage. Actually, I'm gonna have James make it because he is the one who kind of initiated the I'm gonna take the bodies.
Okay, I'll help him because I'm helping him.
yeah,
Okay,
I'm helping.
so James,
I'm just dumb. Yeah.
hi Noel. Go ahead and James, go ahead and roll an investigation check as you're kind of looking, or survival. I'll give you investigation or survival. Looking for a place.
Go survival.
Good. I've got a +8 to survival, so let's do that.
And you have advantage because Hestra's assisting you.
Okay. Wait, where's my D20 at? Oh, I found it. It was on the map. So 16 it is 24.
24. Yeah, you guys, you stashed the body somewhere. It looks like there's layers of grime on in the sewers, and you find a place where it doesn't look like anything has messed with the grime in a while, and you just drag the bodies in there, apply the grime, I guess. No. You feel like you've stashed them in a place that it is unlikely that anybody is going to go.
Josh, I would like to sprinkle some rations on the bodies in hopes that like giant sewer rats will come and dispose of the evidence.
Ooh, I love it. You crush rations. You kind of leave a small trail as you leave. You are very confident that nobody's
curse you just a little bit for wasting the food, but I'll let it pass.
Just in case, I still mark them as being killed by black stars.
Oh yeah, you've carved things into them. Each one has like a knife jutting out of them, separate from the wound that obviously killed them. So it's just like, yeah, this dagger is clearly here to mark who did this.
Hey, Vera, you want to hand over a couple of those, and maybe those of us who throw them at people can throw them at people and save you the trouble next time?
I hand them off to a few of them off to everybody.
Yeah.
Good.
And so you guys are kind of outside what appears to be the guard post.
I will. I don't know if this is the correct one, but I will still do the knocky knock that Gideon told us.
Okay.
Can we hear guards there or anything?
I'm sorry?
Can we hear guards in there or anything?
You go ahead and give me a perception check as Vera does kind of that particular knock on the door.
+2. So I got a 10 on that perception check.
10 on the perception check. You hear there's definitely somebody in there that's shifting around. Vera, you knock on the door, and James, the sounds inside immediately stop, and Vera, there's no response.
I will say. Hang on a second. Spiders have packed it in and they've up and scuppered.
I'd like to hide in the shadows next to the door in case anybody else opens it so I can sneak attack them.
Okay, so yeah, you give me a stealth check as you kind of hold that. Hester, are you doing the same thing?
I'll go on the other side of the door so that we've got the door flanked.
Great.
Philly has out a kind of a crossbow and a rapier, and she's standing right behind Vera, ready to attack.
Yeah, 26.
Dirty 20 for me.
Nice.
May I hold an action for any hostile action against me?
Yeah.
It'll activate immediately. Yeah.
Okay. So did you say you're open? Are you opening the door?
No.
I'm waiting for it to be opened. I said that.
There was no response to you giving the passphrase.
I will very gently push on the door. Is it locked?
It is not locked, and it kind of
I'll
open
go
just a
behind the door, so I have the door as cover as I open it.
Okay. You do that.
Track it and look.
And there's this small room with kind of a grate in the floor. It looks like this is a confluence of a few other tunnels where all of the waste just goes one level deeper. And you see a bizarre scene. Everything in here is like smashed and scattered and destroyed. There's a chair that looks like a massive weight just smashed it into the ground. There is a sentry in there, but you can see him. He is dangling with his toes off the ground, hand around his throat where this giant green warty claw just has him around the throat. And there's this massive troll just standing in there holding him off the ground. And he looks very nearly dead as the troll just kind of continues to squeeze the life from him. And and as you kind of open the door, it turns and looks at you and snarls. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
I only cracked the door, so I still have cover. I did say that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Add 3 to mine. It wasn't good. I was not expecting a troll.
Now we get a nat
But you
20.
were holding an action.
I was holding an action, technically.
Yes, for hostile action against you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
A growling troll count.
Did anybody beat a 20?
22.
Several of you, apparently. Rogues.
Not me.
So Hestra with a 22, James 9 with a 26.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey. Hey there, James. We're twinning it on the natural 20s on initiative here. You know, I took last round and you take this round.
We'll never get it again when it's useful.
I know.
And then Vera, did you beat a 17?
No.
Okay.
I have 5. I'm surprised.
Okay. So James and Hestra, you guys are first. Neither of you can see what is happening.
Right. But we're
See the look on my face.
we're super sneaky little bastards, so we can ready, right?
Yeah, so you guys both gonna just kind of keep readying that attack?
Does the troll see us coming in, or see?
You
the troll
you do not know that a troll exists.
The troll is
Oh,
only.
yeah, you can see, right? Because you guys are kind of on the wall just outside the door. Vera has kind of peeked in.
Okay.
Here's the other thing that I need to know for reasons. Does the door open into the room or out into the hallway where we are?
I hadn't decided that, but Vera said that she pushed on the door, so it opens in.
Okay.
But I'm using it for cover.
So does it take? Is it a free action to talk to somebody?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can just say things.
So I'm gonna ask Vera. Do you see anything?
Oh.
Troll. Okay.
There's
Okay.
a troll in the dungeons.
Well, I've got an idea, and I take the flask of oil
That's what
out
I was.
of my backpack, and I'm gonna motion throwing at it, lighting it on fire, and then like that.
And I will hold up my fire starter and go, I got you.
Okay.
Not say that out loud because I'm super.
You two on either side of the door kind of plan, we're going to set this on fire. Yep. All right. We got it. So you guys are going to go ahead and hold that.
Yeah, I'm holding my fire starter so that when he throws it, I'll send the starter at it.
I don't even know if I want to hold it, Josh. I just kind of want to kick open the door and throw a flask of oil at it.
Oh, okay. So you're going to do that now. You do. You kick open the door. There is a troll. Give me an attack. You're aiming at a 15. So this is an improvised weapon. So it's just going to be a D20 roll plus your dexterity modifier.
Cool.
Don't roll a 10 or lower.
Also fair. I rolled a 16 plus 5. That's 21. I think we're good.
Good. You successfully douse the troll and not the sentry in oil.
Good.
Great. And then I'll throw my fire starter at it.
Cool. Same roll. D20 plus your dex.
Okay. So this is +4. So 22.
Cool. The troll is definitely on fire. So James kicks open the door, throws the oil, ducks back out. Hestra, you look in, kind of lob the fire starter at him, kind of lit. I'm imagining it kind of just like a really intricate, like cigarette lighter, essentially. You kind of click it down and lob it in there.
It's a Zippo. You'll open the top and chuck it.
Yep, flames go cascading up the troll's body. It is on fire.
Good.
Cool. James, while we wait for your turn to come up again, if you wouldn't mind doing a quick Google search for me and seeing if there are official rules for being covered in a flask of oil and then being set on fire. Otherwise, I will make them up. It is the fiery troll's turn. The fiery troll is going to drop the now unconscious sentry, who will begin making death saving throws. Reaches out and grabs Vera. Definitely. Uncanny dodge reduces damage.
But he's not damaging me yet.
Correct. He reaches out and grabs you. He succeeded on his grapple check, and he is more than strong enough to pick up a halfling, pulls you into the room, kicks the door shut, and then bites you.
Uncanny dodge.
There you go.
Let him hit you first.
Grapple does not add.
Nope.
It just keeps me from moving away.
Yeah, it just reduces the speed to 0.
Can
Okay.
you see the rules that I put in the chat, Josh?
Yeah, I just did. Perfect. Thank you so much. He rolls an 11 to bite you, which misses. So then he's going to claw you, because that's grapple, bite, claw.
He needs to get a 16.
He got a 24.
Ow.
Still uncanny dodged it, or does that carry over?
No, you didn't get hit by the first one, and it's a reaction to getting hit.
Okay. I've never
so
been hit by a rogue.
So you will take 10 points of slashing damage, halved to 5, because you uncannily dodged it.
Oh, where did my pencil go?
So, Vera, you are now alone in a very small room with a very large flaming troll that took a bite at you, and you managed to squirm just out of the way, and then the second one, it just kind of brought its hands together and crushed you a little bit, and you managed to avoid the bulk of the damage. And it is Philly's turn.
I can still have an action.
I'm sorry?
I can still have an action. Is it her turn first?
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly goes before you.
Sorry, I was confused. Go ahead.
You're last in the order.
Okay.
Philly is going to try and break the door in.
Come on, girl. You can do it.
Flank me, girl. Flank me.
With a dirty 20, she just kind of, tiny gnome body, she goes straight at the hinge, and the whole door, like the bottom hinge, which just breaks inward, and the entire door swivels on the top hinge and just kind of flips open like this. So there's now like a horizontal door in the doorway, and she kind of scoots in underneath it. That was one attack, and with her second attack, she's going to take her rapier and try and spear this troll. She does not need... Oh, you know what? She's not going to spear it. She's going to get the hell in there. And she's going to say, Vera, go for the eyes! And Vera, you can use her action to make an attack.
Okay.
That's cool.
I will. So is she distant enough so that she's not flanking with me though?
You're currently grappled and like in the air, so you're not really providing flanking.
Fine.
I'm just gonna call that one.
So do you add dex to this? Whatever I roll? I think so. Not good. It's only a 12.
A 12 does not quite hit. What were you swinging with?
One of my daggers.
Okay, you take the dagger and you slash it at its face, and it just kind of recoils, and you cut across the cheek, but it doesn't do any noticeable damage to it.
But Vera, did you add your proficiency bonus too? Because it's not just dex, because you're proficient with daggers, right?
I am proficient with daggers, so it's 15.
Yeah, big difference.
Sorry, didn't remember that.
Well, hold on, you might get a bonus to that attack real quick. Hold on, Commander's Strike.
I mean, you've got my back.
So you use your reaction to make a weapon attack. Oh, you add her superiority die to the damage, but you missed. Okay, cool.
But no, she didn't. She got a 15, Josh, because she forgot to add her proficiency bonus. She only added her dex.
A 15 just hit.
Jenny, you got
you, girl. I got you.
Go ahead and roll your d4 plus 5. And then you can add an 8 to that. She rolled an 8 on her superiority die.
So 6 plus 8.
6. Okay, you do 14 solid damage to the troll.
And he's on fire, which is the best.
He's
thing.
on fire, so he will not regenerate any hit points. Where'd my? Oh, there it is. Vera, you're up, and then we'll be back at the top with James and Hestra.
So if I stabbed him in one eye like this, I now rotate and stab him in the other eye like that.
See, you're developing the signature move already. I love it.
Cool. Go for it. Give me that attack roll.
No whammies. Yeah, I hit.
Oh yeah. All right. So give me a d4 plus 5 again.
D4. I can only roll ones on the 4. This is so frustrating.
So another 6 points of damage. Okay, so you've got your knife jammed into the one eye. As you try and pull it out, it's kind of caught on something, so you just kind of double down and jam it deeper, and he takes even more damage. The troll is roaring at this point, making a lot of noise. Also, at the start of its turn, it should have taken a d6 fire damage, so it will take that. There we go. Would you like to attack with a bonus action as well?
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, as long as you have a weapon in each hand and they're both light weapons, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To rogues later?
No, that's like anybody can do that. Anybody wielding a light weapon in each hand can use their bonus action to make an attack.
Really?
Just can't add their ability modifier to the damage of the offhand one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, see, I never knew that.
Yeah, it's the offhand strike, but it only works if you have small weapons, right? Like like daggers or.
Older Vera has 2 weapon fighting, I think, right?
She does not. She has no. That's a fighter thing.
Then never mind. Well,
Yeah.
it's also just a feat that you can take. So,
Mhm.
What's your total there with that roll?
15.
15 just hits. So go ahead and it's just a straight d4 damage.
Please don't roll a 1.
Hey, got a 4.
There we go.
Okay, that's a hefty amount of damage. So yeah, you dig it deeper again, and that troll is very unhappy. You're pretty sure you're tickling its brain somewhere in there.
Can I have one?
Top of the round with James.
Okay, so there's this troll, and he's holding 2 people right now.
No, so the unconscious sentry is now. Ooh, I'm sorry. I have to add him into the initiative. So he's going to go ahead and make his first death save.
Yeah, we should save him.
Okay. So the sentry is on the ground. Kind of looks like this troll just wandered in here, and there was a snack waiting, and you guys kind of interrupted him right in the middle of it. So the sentry is currently unconscious on the ground, bleeding. the troll is currently holding Vera in both hands and just trying to tear and bite at her, and it is on fire. Philly is in the room calling out battle advice to Vera, and you are standing in the doorway.
Great. So, what are the odds? And I don't know how this would work in combat because it's kind of an off-the-wall idea.
Yeah.
That I could get the troll to chase me down the hallway towards probably other guards, and then I could duck into the shadows, hopefully, while he kept on raging down in there, and then ended up killing the rest of these other bandits or whatever.
I will say that the chance of that succeeding depends entirely on how you tell me you would like to accomplish this.
He's also holding me.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, I can I can throw rations at him, and I can shake the bag of rations, and I can yell at him. And let's see. That'd be a good start. And then after that, if he was following me, then I could dip out into the hallway, but not so far ahead that he'd lose track of me.
Okay, sure. Give me a persuasion roll with disadvantage. Or what is a lure roll? It's not an animal.
It's persuade.
Sure.
But it wouldn't necessarily be with disadvantage because he's using food.
Sure, but it's not food.
Right.
Well, yeah, we're just going to call this a taunt, and you'll use your persuasion modifier.
Okay. No chance I could turn that into performance instead?
No.
Okay. Dang, that's a 10.
Okay, you shake the rations, you throw a handful of basically hardtack at the troll. They catch fire, and there's now fiery debris kind of on the floor here, and he ignores you completely.
Great. Waste of a turn.
There's
Next
a
time you
chance.
throw something, I'm cutting a piece off of it to use as bait.
It might work if you cut a piece off of one of your allies. Like, that would probably work better than hardtack.
So who's the NPC known? She probably doesn't mean that much.
There you go. NPC, come over here. I need your ear real quick.
Hey, you leave my girl alone. I've already decided Hester is attached to this one.
Hestra, you're up.
Years.
The room in there is super packed.
Yeah, but I'm little.
Sure.
So first of all, well, I can. Okay, bonus action hide,
Bonus action hide.
and then I will stay in the doorway or just off the other side of the doorway. So I'm hiding just outside the doorway. Chuck a dagger around the corner from my hidden position. So you want stealth first?
Yeah. You duck out until you're pretty sure it's focused on other things. Peek around, dagger, attack roll with advantage.
28 on the stealth.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
And attack roll for the dagger. Natural 20.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Holy crap.
I can never roll like this when it's Talia, when it's the character that actually matters. This makes me so irritated.
Give me 2d4 and 8d6.
So there's 2d4 and 8d6.
I'm so ready. Annihilate.
I'm just going to roll 4 twice.
Oh my god.
That's 10.
Now the challenge rating on this guy is 5, but I figured it's an undersized party, so like maybe he'll do some damage.
So 27 plus 4 is 31.
Oh gods. Cool. Yeah, that dagger sinks like straight into its jaw, and you can see something get severed as like that part of its jaw is just like ah. So I'm gonna give it disadvantage on its bite attacks.
And I'm also going to yell, drop it!
You drop it. It is the troll's turn. Cool. At this point, it got a little bit more than it bargained for. So it's definitely going to try and eat Vera real quick. Just kind of jam that in and like a chicken, just like tuck it into its cheek pocket and run. So disadvantage on the bite.
We have to hang on about this. Trolls have chipmunk cheek pockets?
It's my goddamn world, and I
need to love this.
They do now.
It's not a goddamn world yet, Josh.
I'm. Oh, it was damned long ago, Jenny.
But there are still no gods in this goddamn world.
I am delighted to know this about
Trolls
trolls.
have chipmunk cheeks.
And they can fit a halfling in there.
Yep. So bite attack misses with a 13. And then 2 claw attacks are going to hit with a 21 and a 23.
Here's my question, because I don't know if I've been this ahead of time. I've never been this high level a rogue. Does Uncanny Dodge recharge?
Yeah, it's your reactions. You get it back every round.
It's every round. Here's the problem. You use your reaction to Uncanny Dodge, and then you also used your reaction last turn to use the Commander's Strike from Philly.
I didn't realize that.
I'm just going to take the reaction from this round.
That's cool.
And we'll just call it even then.
Go for it.
So, that was 5. Oops. So we'll just go with the first 4. 12 plus 9. You take 29 points of slashing damage as both of the claws pierce your leather armor and just puncture your skin and lacerate it. You're still alive and kicking, so it fails to jam you in its jaw, which currently has a dagger like stuck and severing half of it. So it's going to drop you, grab the sentry, and run.
I want him.
So I need everybody, basically everybody except Vera, to roll an athletics check as you try to attempt to prevent the troll from just kind of bowling through you all.
I don't think
Can that be acrobatics?
No, because you're not trying to avoid him. You are trying to, I guess, you know what? If you're trying to trip him, tell me how you're using acrobatics to prevent the troll who is 2 sizes larger than you from leaving the room.
Okay. I was ready for that question, actually. So
So glad you asked.
I just didn't think that I was going to get to do it in this way. I was planning out like the next multiple turns of combat if it had to be that way.
I can see how it works.
So I've got ball bearings. So I'll take, as I start running towards it, you throw the ball bearings at it. And then if I get close enough to it, I whip the rope around it. And then I just sit backwards.
Lasso.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check.
My man.
DC is going to be higher than an athletics check, but it's there.
Yeah. Well, I've got a +2 to athletics and a +8 to acrobatics.
Give me a 25, and you've got it.
I got a 17.
17, okay. Hestra?
So that's a 3 minus 1, so that's a 2.
No.
Cool. The troll starts to lumber out. James, you kind of pull out the pouch of ball bearings that just kind of all spill out onto the ground. You're like, crap, right? You take the rope, you throw it kind of around its legs. You don't have quite the time to really to grab both ends. And you see the troll's foot just crushes the ball bearings, just into dust as it pulls you guys apart and kind of books it down the tunnel. And where he stopped, he used his actions to attack, so it's just his movement. Where he stopped, Hestra, he was about 15 feet away from where you are.
Okay, that's fine.
But he has the sentry. Who's going to roll another
And
death?
Vera.
Nope, he dropped me.
He doesn't have Vera. Okay.
No, he dropped Vera because she's still alive and fighting, and he doesn't like life.
So, clarification: was
Yes.
the sentry unconscious when we entered the room?
He was conscious for like the brief moment that Vera peeked in, and then he was unconscious and making death saves.
So he's only seen her.
Correct.
Cool. We can let him go.
Yep.
Unless he's our sentry.
It is Philly's turn, and she's going to yell, "We need that sentry!" and sprint off down the hallway, and try to grapple the troll somehow, and stop it from moving. So first attack. Oh. Oh no, that's an 8 plus not enough because that's cool. That doesn't work, so she's going to decide we're just going to try and kill it then. So she's going to use precision attack, which allows her to do superiority die to the roll. Good. So she's going to attack 11 plus 6, 17 plus 20. Yeah, okay, that definitely hits. And she's going to do 20 damage. Ooh. Yeah, she does 17 points of damage to the troll.
I like this chick.
As she grabs onto one of the legs but can't really get control of the other and stop the troll from moving. So instead she just takes her rapier and just jams it kind of up through its thigh. And you see it just pierce out the other end. And that part of the room, that part of the tunnel kind of flashes with light real quick. And the troll stumbles and gets up and keeps running, but it is very badly hurt. Vera. The room is on fire, about half of it. Although I guess it lasts for 2 rounds. So actually, I'm sorry, the troll should have taken
Some
fire
fire
damage to its turn, so it takes another 3. Yeah, it's looking bad. It's 2 rounds though, so the fire has now died on the troll, and it's dying down kind of in this room here. Vera, what are you doing?
Quick question.
Yes.
So if I put more oil on this sucker, is there enough remaining fire on him to light him again?
Yeah, that would probably work.
Then I'm going to run up and throw more oil on him.
Give me an attack roll with disadvantage because there is really no light kind of further down the tunnel where this troll is.
He's on fire.
No, the fire has died down, except like kind of just there's still a little bit, enough that if you splash more oil on him, it'll catch, but not enough to put him in bright light. Get down. You're not allowed.
Kitty.
She likes to sit on top of my computer, but I don't want cat hair getting inside.
It's warm up there, Josh.
So here's my practical question. Yeah. I'm not aiming for the troll. I'm aiming for the light that I see on the troll.
Right, but what I'm saying is like that is still considered dim light over there.
Fine. It doesn't seem to be possible to be aiming for a light and to get disadvantaged for not being able to see it.
It's not a bright light. You are still aiming at like a shifting shape in the shadows down there. It is enough to give you dim light.
Fine.
Look, I gave you that the troll was still on fire enough to relight him, okay?
That's
fair.
Okay.
Technically, the fire has burned out.
What do I add to this, by the way?
It's just a straight D20 plus your dex.
Plus dex. Okay, that's good. Nah, it's only a 12.
You only have a +5?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not proficient. I'm sorry, you're not proficient.
Am I proficient in dex? No, not on whatever weapons.
Right, because it's an improvised weapon. Okay, so the jar goes hurling down the hallway and shatters across the stonework down there.
Do I throw a bonus action?
Yes.
And movement?
Yes.
can I get to the troll?
Yeah, it's only about 15 feet away. So you could basically, it was 10 feet to get out of the room. So yeah, you can just get to him.
I'm gonna get to him, and can I use that offhand and get him in the back of the knee again?
I guess, right? One hand, I would consider the vial of oil light. It's a one hand throw. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Give me that attack roll.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's just a
So you run up. Give me just a D4, and then it is James's turn.
question.
Yes.
Isn't sorry, what's her name? Billy?
Yeah, Billy's right there.
Am I flanking with her?
No, she's not flanking. She couldn't get ahead of it.
Okay. Why can't I roll better than a 1 on my D4?
Good. You run up and you cut kind of its right Achilles tendon. So now like its left one is speared through and its right leg is limping. It's still booking it down the tunnel. And it did take fire damage this turn, but on its next one it will not. So James, you're up.
Okay.
Kill it, James.
Quick question: is he carrying that sentry in front of him or to his side? Can I see his arm?
Or is it stuffed in
He's,
his pouch?
yeah, he's basically got the guy, like his arm is wrapped around his upper body and he's running like this.
Okay, so would I have a good chance? Would I have any chance if I threw a dagger to hit it somewhere in like the wrist or the hand or the forearm to make him drop the sentry?
That is a specific feature for some classes.
Gotcha.
So what I'll give you is, if you want to make an attack roll, you're gonna have to hit an armor class of 25 because that's gonna be really difficult to do.
Okay.
Wouldn't it technically be a called shot though, and that just gives you disadvantage and a +5 to armor class?
It's usually yes, but he is specifically trying to make it drop something.
Okay.
Right.
Am I still within 5 feet of it?
Yes.
Okay, so you would get sneak attack if you did hit it.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah.
Which that gives me a lot more damage, but doesn't do anything to the.
Right, but if we bring the troll down, we can.
It's super.
Mm-hmm.
It has a black star dagger like sticking out of an eye socket. One thigh is pierced through with a blade. One Achilles tendon has been completely severed. It's really not doing well.
Okay. How far down the hallway is it from me?
15 feet from where you kind of come out the doorway into the hall.
Okay, so with my 25 speed, I could catch up to it?
Yep.
Okay, well, I would like to. Let's see. Would jumping up onto its back be an action, or would that be extra movement?
That would be a grapple attack, I think. You're not really gonna stop its speed, but you could possibly get up there. So that would take an attack, yes.
Okay, but if I'm running down the hallway with like 2 daggers in my hands, I still can use my bonus action for a second attack?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll run up behind it, and I'll try and jump up onto its back and kind of reach around its neck to grapple it.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
My favorite.
I bet it's better for you than it is for me.
That's true.
Get how
19?
Ooh.
That definitely hits his armor class.
Okay, that's progress.
Yeah. So let me double check. Attack action. Oh, so here's the problem. Well, you're not going to stop his movement. You're just grabbing onto him. So yeah, using at least one free hand, you try to seize the target. Athletics. Oh, contested by his athletics or acrobatics. So let me go ahead and roll for him.
Wait, does that mean that I could? Oh no, never mind. I get it.
Yeah, you got a 19. He got a 23.
No.
So you'll still get the attack. You're just not like on and riding him. So go ahead and give me the bonus action attack.
Okay. What does that change as far as what I roll?
Nothing. So it's just a D20 plus your attack bonus.
Okay, which is my dex for a dagger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely hits. Give me the
22.
D4 damage.
Is this a sneak attack?
Because Vera's within 5 feet.
It is because you're. Oh no. Yeah, I think that works.
I'm within
Vera's
5
within 5 feet.
Because the sneak, it can be the melee attack. So yeah, absolutely. You've got allies within 5 feet. So yeah, it's a sneak attack.
Okay, so that's 1d4 and 46.
Yep.
Yes. If you rolled exactly a 1 on every one of those dice, you would exactly kill him. He's got 5
I
hits.
want to see what I get.
If you want to roll the dice, go for it. Also, here's a really cool thing. Oh my god. 6, 3. So Alex, one thing you can do is if you're rolling multiple, if you hold down the left click and then right click, it will increase the number of dice you roll at once. Cool.
Oh, nice.
It's way dead. James, what does it look like as you run up, kind of leap and kind of try and grab the back of its belt, fall down again, but then manage to kill it with your dagger?
Yeah, so I'm super upset that my ball bearing and rope idea didn't work. So just absolutely livid. I take off down the hallway behind it, run right past Vera, try and like sort of like jump off of him to get up towards his neck, miss the grab at his neck, but take out my dagger and stab it into his back and kind of slide down his back as I fall back down to the ground.
All right, there you go. You leap up, jam the dagger in, and then ride it down as it just cuts through the side of his spine. And he kind of falls. Who would be closest there? I'll give both Hestra and Vera, if both of you could try and make acrobatics or athletics checks to try and catch the sentry.
Okay.
Watch him get
Acrobatics,
schooled by the bull
definitely,
after all
but
this.
still not going to be great.
Mine is +5, so 21.
So I got an
Okay.
11.
11, not quite doing it. A 21 means the sentry does not immediately fail 2 death saves. Vera, you manage as he falls to pull him just out of the way so that the troll does not smash down on him. He will at this point make his 3rd death save.
But it's also my turn in combat, so I was going to use my turn to stabilize him since James
Give
took
me
out
a
the
medicine.
troll.
As the troll kind of crashes to the ground, there's blood and nastiness everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm not good at medicine, guys, so sorry, this might not work. But we'll give it the old college try. Okay. Billy, are you sure we need this one?
Hey,
Holy crap! Natural 20. Damn it, Jenny.
Those trolls when I'm talking to Silhaloon, damn it!
Before the game, you were like, Josh, I don't like Fantasy Grounds dice.
I don't, because it never gives me those when I'm talking to
This is
Silhaloon.
your 4th natural 20. Cool. With a natural 20, you bring the sentry to 1 hit point, and he kind of... and he points over your shoulder, and it is now the troll's turn, and he did not take fire damage this round.
Damn it.
And it picks itself up, takes a slash at you, Hestra, from behind.
You can only use your bonus action if you use your action to attack, right?
Say what? Oh, I'm sorry.
Bonus
Yes.
action.
Yes, you use your full action to stabilize him.
But I still have a bonus action.
Sure.
But I can't use it to attack because I didn't attack with my action.
Right, and the troll has not gotten up yet on your turn. That was
Okay.
mostly for flavor.
Cool.
So it's now the troll's turn. So he gets up, is going to take a slash against you.
Sure.
double 8 plus 15 to hit, which I think just hits you.
It does just hit me.
Okay. So you will take 15 points of slashing damage from that claw.
Ouch.
Then he's going to try and claw the sentry again. With a 1.
Okay.
So the sentry is just out again. We'll see if massive damage kills him here. 13 points of damage. -1. No. 9 points of damage. -1. No, 10. -1. Okay. That's 10 points of damage, -1, which carries over 9 into his hit points. He is still alive. Barely.
Oh gosh.
So Troll has 10 hit points. And then it's going to grab the sentry and run. Everybody gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Are all of these sneak attacks because we're all within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah, basically, if anybody hits him, he's a goner.
I'm gonna use my rapier this time.
Cool. Philly hits him.
Cool.
Crit. Oh my god. Okay. The troll climbs up, slashes you, slashes the sentry, grabs the then grabs the sentry and kind of goes to take a step, and then suddenly there's just nothing left of his leg. You guys just slice, stab, pierce, slash, and it topples to the ground again.
All I did was take my rapier.
At which point Philly will take her flask of oil, smash it over the prone body, and second attack, yeah, we'll just call it, she lights it on fire and the whole thing starts burning again. Okay, now we'll kind of step out of initiative here.
So I rolled a 1, Josh. I just, on my attack of opportunity.
Would you like to use your halfling?
I'm not a halfling.
Oh no! Cool. Roll damage.
Oh, you're gonna kill the sentry.
You do not have to roll sneak attack.
Okay. I thought it was just a damage reduction die.
Yeah.
Because my rapier will just do a d6 now, right?
Yes, but also you were in close proximity in a
Okay,
chaotic
sure. It was 2.
situation. Why did you roll 2d8?
I didn't.
One's a d20.
Oh, one of those is a d20. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
2 points of damage. Cool. I'll just roll the d6. 1 you hit James, 2 you hit Vera, 3 you hit the sentry, and 4.
I could also hit myself.
We'll go to D4. Sure. So 4 you hit yourself. 4. Cool. You take 2 plus your dexterity modifier damage.
Okay. Ow!
In the chaotic mess, you almost stab the sentry, and you're like, "Oh God, no!" And you just kind of it runs across your own thigh, and it hurts a lot.
I will try and stabilize said sentry.
You should probably do that. Give me a medicine check.
Great.
Can I hit
I
her
will
for
help her
advantage?
since I succeeded last time. Well, I'll help her since I succeeded last time. 18?
Yeah, that's enough, and it'll take you a bit, but eventually, kind of, you take some water, splash it on his face, slap him awake, tend to some of his wounds. But you guys have about half an hour there where you're trying to wake him up.
While that's happening,
Half an
Josh,
hour? Short rest?
So, complication. That troll made a whole lot of noise as it was roaring, and you can hear another more sentry voices coming through. You've all got about 1 round here to prepare before they're on top of you.
Okay.
Can I shake the guy and tell him the passcode thing?
So it's going to take you a while to wake him up. So he's not awake yet. Right now, You've got to
Okay.
do some damage control as a group of another group of sentries kind of is about to round the corner towards you guys.
Did you say that this room has like a, I don't know, a drain or something where it's going down to the next level of the sewers?
Yes.
Could we all just jump in that and disappear?
Ooh.
And we
Ooh.
leave it on fire up there where Philly just set the troll on fire.
Love it. Sure. If one of you will assist Philly Haw as she attempts an athletics check to pull the drain up.
I'll help
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
All right. So James, you kind of point to the grate and it's like, quick, everybody inside. And Philly kind of rolls up her sleeves and comes over, and you see like this little gnome has biceps. Gideon called her the muscle for a reason. You're all lithe and dexterous, but she is like she's definitely dexterous, but it is like whipcord muscle. It's nuts. So she will roll with advantage to rip up the grain.
I'll just give her a little whistle as she does it. You got
She
this.
rolled an 8, so a 14.
Oof.
14 does not quite rip the grate up. So you guys have time. Kind of, it takes her a minute. You guys have time to get 2 people down there before the sentries arrive.
Well, the sentry should go down there for sure.
We should drag
Okay.
this down.
Cool. So Vera will take the sentry and kind of drag. You kind of jump down and you splash into about thigh deep. Actually, for you, it's more like chest deep water. And you kind of hold on. The water's not flowing too strongly. It smells awful and horrific. But you're kind of holding on to the sentry, and then Philly puts the grate down. So Vera was helping that. Hestra and James, what are you doing in this 6 seconds before the sentries show up? There's blood all over the floor. There's a troll corpse. Vera and the other sentry are out of the way.
Cool.
Could we
Sentries, I say as I jump down.
could we crawl? Okay.
We should just hide and take him out.
Or we could hide inside the troll,
God.
like Tom style.
I was about to say, Tauntaun.
Wait for them to roll it over and then stab them.
This is why I love you.
You know what? I like it. Let's do it.
Oh, God.
You are both small, so one of you can roll a survival check with advantage as you try and disguise yourselves inside the troll.
You
Okay,
go
I've
for
got-
it there, James.
Pretty good. I've got +8 to survival, so I'll roll that.
Yeah.
Dang. These dice
haven't-
do suck. +8 is
You have
10.
advantage.
But you
You
have
have
advantage.
advantage.
Oh,
That's-
oh,
This is helping you.
perfect.
Roll better than a 2. Oh,
8 plus
we're
8 is
so
16.
close to a natural 20.
Yeah.
16. Okay. That's going to beat their passive perception. Philly.
Oh,
Ah!
Philly. Shit.
Philly
I
is.
wouldn't have gone in there if Philly was just left out by herself.
Philly's going to try and hide.
Okay.
Um,
You can do it, Philly.
So you guys hear as 4 more sets of boots kind of tramp into the room, and you hear, what happened? Where's Johnny? And one of them kind of runs into the room. Vera, you can hear them kind of tramping on the grate above you. Perception check. Natural 1. Perfect. Shit, looks like a troll hit the room. All right. You two go back and get a replacement. You go warn the other squads. There may be more of them. And so you hear kind of boots going around. We'll run this real quick. I assume you guys jump out and just totally gank this
Oh,
one
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
You guys hop out of the troll, and he has one nightmarish second to contemplate the horror as these 2 forms burst like aliens out of this dead troll and just cut him down. It's That's just a bad way to go.
Low clap from the producer.
Hestra would feel really sad if it wasn't for the fact that she knows she's putting food in the mouths of her siblings. So whatever it takes to pay the bills, man.
So you guys pull Vera and the sentry back out. You know you've got some time before reinforcements come back to restaff the outpost. But the cold water of the second level of the sewer has hastened the rejuvenate, whatever. He's back awake. So you guys pull them out of the sewer down there, and what are you doing with them?
I shake him and yell the passcode again.
As they're climbing out, I want to throw the dead guard into the sewer so that he's hidden.
Okay, you dispose of that.
I'll help you do that.
The rest of the sentries arrive. God, he must have. Okay, must have wandered off.
Yelling about spiders.
No, it wasn't spiders. It was a troll. What?
In.
Oh, who are you?
Third.
Oh, my ribs. Oh.
We just saved your life, all right?
Right. Okay. Okay. And he gives you a word, and he makes you practice it. It's like some kind of guttural, like Burzul.
I can just totally imitate that.
That's true. Oh my goodness, the mastermind. It's just 1 minute, right? You just have to listen to it for a minute.
I think so.
He was making him say it over and over again.
Yeah, I definitely looked at your classes and put things in here that I knew that each of you would be able to do.
Yeah, he needs to speak it for at least 1 minute, but I can mimic the speech patterns and accent.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, he repeats it a bunch of times, and Hestra's going, Burzul, 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 Burzul.
Yeah.
And the kind of that last one resonates a little bit. And you all feel really uneasy hearing the word. Something about it just kind of makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end when she finally kind of gets it right.
Okay, I think that was it.
Yeah, no, you've got it. All right. And he kind of starts to push himself up. Yeah, so you're just going to want to go down that way and hang. I think it's the second tunnel on the left. Everybody should be out of the way at the moment.
Big man, you have that? Okay.
He kind of pulls himself up, stands up. I'm going to have to clean all of this up. Oh. And he goes about starting to kind of put things somewhat back in order.
I want to take him to the side and say that Gideon told us that he'd have some coin for us when we got down here.
Give me persuasion or intimidation, whichever one you want to use.
Let's see. What do I have that's better? Persuasion. It's a +1 either way, so it's not great.
So do you want to persuade or intimidate him? Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. This is actually deception. You're just straight lying to him. There's a specific skill for this. What am I doing?
But you're still +1, so yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, give me a deception check.
19 +1, dirty 20.
Cool. It's like I don't remember that, but
looks like you hit your head.
Oh, I feel like I hit a lot of things. Yeah, I think it's right. Okay. He digs through kind of the rubble of his chair and pulls out a small coin pouch with 2 gold and 11 silver in it.
Sweet.
Quick thing. May I try and pickpocket James and give the money back? Subtly. Put it back.
James has his arm around this sentry. You watch him kind of pull the sack away from him and kind of fasten it on his belt right where you are waiting to give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh God. Okay. Hang on. Let me check my character sheet to see if I get to add anything to this.
Well, you at least get to add your dex.
Ooh, yes, it is Dex. Alrighty then.
Is that
I'm
contested
really tempted
against my
to.
perception?
That is a 23.
23. I'm pretty sure, James, that your passive perception is not 23 or higher.
Nope.
So Vera, you take the sack, set it on a different part, and then just kind of turn and walk away a small distance. Are you going to do anything with Sentry Johnny, or are you guys moving on?
Were we supposed to kill this one?
And I'm just gonna. I know he didn't notice, but I'm just gonna say quietly to James, not how we're gonna do business.
Do I see the missing coin purse now?
Vera, I assume you're pointing it out to him.
I'm not pointing it out to him. I'm just saying, not how we're gonna do business.
Okay.
Which could be taken as a response to the "Do we kill him?"
True.
I timed it.
My suspicious self might check the coin purse.
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Did I roll deception? I'm not lying, actually.
True. We'll just give it a DC 15.
18.
18? Okay. Yeah, something's off here, and you kind of reach for the pouch that you just tied to your belt, and it's gone, and you kind of look around, and it's just sitting on kind of the shattered desk over there.
Well, I'm going to grab it and say, not how you're going to do business. And I'll put it in my backpack instead of on my belt.
Okay.
Move my backpack.
You have your 2 gold and 11 silver back.
Good.
Did I steal it back?
This is the rest of tonight.
We could spend the next hour and a half kind of going back and forth on this, or we could continue the heist. It's
Hester
up
just
to
comes
you.
up and knocks both of their heads and say, "Come on, children, we got a job to do. Let's go."
Fine.
I have any on me?
Would you what?
Do I have any of my own money on me?
You and Gideon really do not have much. I would say you've got 15 copper.
I'll leave that for him.
Okay.
James has no problem with that.
You could do what you want with your money, but this money here is my money.
I earned it.
Okay.
Okay, just because I'm a rogue and rogues be roguing. As soon as Vera's back is turned, I pick up the 14 copper off.
Okay, do I notice that?
No, you don't.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to set up an honor among thieves thing. If you do a job, you don't get your money taken.
What's your passive perception?
My current one? It's only a 14. I'm so angry. I'm waiting for it to be 19.
Hestra, give me sleight of hand.
Okay. Oh, let's see. I don't think I'm proficient in that. Hang on. Let's see. 16.
Hestra, you take it. Hestra does not notice it.
Sweet.
Are you killing Johnny, or are you continuing on?
Are we supposed to kill Johnny? Gideon said we weren't supposed to leave people alive.
But if he's Gideon's guy, he probably doesn't want him dead. And we should give him directions out for where we've killed people.
Are you discussing this in front of Johnny?
No.
Like a little hub with like whispers going on.
Sure.
What exactly did Gideon say about this?
Yeah.
So for your clients, as far as your client is concerned, nobody can know what you're here for.
But this guy already knows because he's helping us.
As far as Gideon is concerned, he wants nobody to even be able to recognize any of you. At this point, Johnny has gotten a good look at your face. Your disguises are pretty messed up from being in sewer water up to your chest, being in a troll, being in a troll. In fact, Philly is the only person who still really looks at all like one of these whale teeth gang members.
I turn around and kill him.
Okay.
Yeah, Gideon didn't want us to leave Johnny alive, so there we go.
He's at 1 hit point. You've got advantage on the roll and sneak attack. It's just how are you killing Johnny?
Poor Johnny.
Your first, I think your first kill in cold blood.
Wrong. They might have misread my thing. My killing.
Okay. Your second kill in cold blood because we didn't have Aiden's death on camera.
I will just walk behind him and slit his throat quietly. Fast.
Okay. You daintily walk up behind him, kind of leap off kind of the shattered chair with 1 foot high enough to just reach around and just cut his throat and land again. Wipe the dagger on him, sheathe it again as he kind of topples behind you. I assume you throw his body in the grate.
Under the troll, actually. So let's roll the troll up, and then we push him under the troll.
There we go.
You do that. All right. You're fairly certain as you leave. Hold on. Yeah, you're fairly certain as you leave that this basically just looks like a troll attacked, and Johnny somehow like single-handedly killed it, and but died horribly in the process.
Yep.
Good.
And you continue on.
So James,
so
you
we
were
got
paying attention when
directions.
you gave us directions, right?
Okay, so you have gotten past the sentries. You've got your code. Now, you just need to find the room that the code is in.
Can I just snoop ahead? Following him?
I'm going to make this one a survival check.
Not me.
James. James is good at that.
I know.
I'm out. Nope.
Okay, survival check. Are there traps or something? 19.
If one of you would like to search for traps as he does survival, sure. Both Hestra and Vera, you're all rogues. Both of you give me investigation checks to try and find traps. Or if one of you wants to give me investigation and the other wants to give perception.
Cool.
I'll do perception.
I'll do investigation.
Okay.
All right.
I gave myself proficiency.
Okay.
Lots.
That's
Plus.
not lots. Let's see. Well, actually, it's 11.
Mine is 18 plus 7.
25.
25.
25.
As you guys kind of creep down the tunnel here, you're avoiding the ones that have torches actually lit, kind of sticking to some of the darker ones. And you can see in some of these places where the stone wall has been kind of broken away, and it looks like it kind of falls away into some kind of natural earth or natural stone cavern. And those places seem to have like some furniture or broken stuff kind of boarded and nailed across it. And you're kind of sticking to some of those more dangerous places. But as you creep down them, James in front, kind of navigating and leading the way, Vera kind of pointing out the traps. Hestra, you run over to one of the traps to try and quickly kind of disarm it so that you guys can continue moving. As you do, people behind you are going, all right, you've got it, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah, totally.
Whoops. I'm sorry?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, totally.
No,
Totally.
totally got it, Snap. And kind of this part of the passage, opposite one of these kind of boarded up areas, starts to you can like dust starts to hit your head. I need you and James, you two are kind of in front here to both make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Everybody might want to back up just a little bit.
DC is 18. Do not fail by 5.
Okay.
23.
15.
15 is a failure, but not by 5. Okay,
Right.
so you will take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as kind of rock and earth crash down on you guys.
I can have that though because of evasion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is you? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so you have that to actually just 1.
Okay.
And James, you take no damage because you succeeded. So you managed to dodge out of the way, and this all kind of crumbles down. Seems like something to make sure that anything that kind of came, any creature that came from the whatever that cavern is, if they started to kind of invade here, it would be shut off. Cool. So yeah, you guys find and disarm some traps. One of them deals 1 damage to the party, but otherwise you guys are fine. James, did you give me that survival check yet?
Yeah. Let's see. Where?
I think it was a 19.
Yeah.
That's
it was-
the
I think yeah, 19. Yeah, that's my 19.
Okay. Cool. Where is my? There it is. Okay. You continue to kind of creep down this hallway, and you see a large, as the stone sewer actually gives way to a large natural cavern. This one brightly lit, and you can see about a dozen people sitting on chairs. These ones look very different from all of the sentries that you've seen. These are all dressed in white robes. They are all seated kind of around in a bit of a semicircle around a 4th guy who's also in kind of these. I mean, they were once white. They are now kind of soiled and dirty and tattered around the hem. You can see as this one human guy, kind of medium-sized beard, kind of long, scraggly hair. And so you see, my children, that is why we must hide for a time. We must learn the darkness, know our enemy, so that when those above are ready for the light and healing that I bring you, we can rise. And he's just delivering this sermon, and they're all standing there, or kind of sitting there wrapped. Looks like there's kind of a way around this cavern that you could stick to the shadows and probably manage to get past without being noticed.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yep.
Do we need
Anybody
stealth?
who like, real quick, can give me an insight check.
Definitely.
Could we also do if we're proficient in religion? For some odd, strange reason?
No.
Okay.
So you can give me a religion check in a second. First, give me an insight check.
Mine's
Cool.
only a
Dang.
Ew, that's not good.
Insight check. Okay, cool. None of you intuit anything.
Nope. That was a foul.
Hestra, you can give me a religion check. Vera, because you said towards the beginning that you went and got medical treatment from the cult of
Alderan.
how can't I remember my own cult? Halloran, there it is.
See, now I'm paying for those
Halloran,
points.
you immediately recognize these as belonging to that cult.
Ooh.
Hestra, what did you roll on the religion?
I rolled a 1 for a total of 7.
Cool. You have no idea who these people are.
Well, I'm willing to rob them, but I won't kill them.
Well, some of us could use some healing, actually.
No, we're stealing from them.
So
We
this
can
is
steal them while they're distracted healing her.
so here's the thing. this cavern is definitely a part of kind of the outfit occupied sewer. The way this is all organized, though, and kind of looking at the very crude map that Gideon gave you, this chamber is kind of located towards the center of all of this area that is guarded and patrolled by this new outfit. These people are definitely in a protected position within this part of the sewers.
We've been hired by the merchants to steal something of religious significance to this cult.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what religion is anymore. I have no idea.
I'll do the job. I know who they are. I'll steal from them, but I won't kill them. So I'll do the sneaky sneak around.
Okay, well, we can do the sneaky sneak. That's fine.
Yep, back it up.
Ready? Give me a stealth check.
All right. Okay, 27.
That's +8 + 3. So math.
A lot.
18 + 8? 25?
It's not quite yet. Hestra?
27.
27. 19 for Philly. Okay. And James, what did you roll? Oh, you rolled 19. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys effortlessly kind of stealth around the outside of this room. Philly is continuing to bring up the rear. And she's kind of glancing over at them, making sure that none of them kind of look over and see you as you kind of skirt the room. And as you come out, there is in front of you a large, ornate door. This is wildly out of place. I mean, you're about 20 feet down the tunnel on the other side of that cavern, and there's you're not sure what it's carved of. It looks like a whole lot of bronze, and there's just this this symbol of a leaf, and then kind of various symbols and kind of arcs around it that swirl, kind of all inlaid into the bronze.
Wow.
Cool.
So we've got to see what's back there, right?
Well, I think, isn't this probably where I say the word that he taught me, and then the door opens and we go in and get the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the thing.
right? This is probably the thing, yeah?
Go ahead, try it. Try it.
First, before I approach it, I'll just like to look around the area and make sure I don't see anything that's gonna blow up in our faces.
All right, give me a perception check.
And I'd like to hide while she's opening the door just in case.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
Natural 20. Plus
God
8.
damn it!
Number 5? What is this?
I don't know. I don't know where these rolls are when I'm talking to Phil Haloon.
You need to switch to what's his face, Halloran.
Yeah,
Where-
there we go.
Alrighty then. You see that you guys at the moment are totally secure. That sermon sounds like it's kind of in the middle, and so you guys have got a good maybe 10 or 15 minutes before that wraps up. You hear you hear talking and chatter coming from rooms down various other hallways. But none of it, everything sounds kind of comfortable. Everything's set in, except for one really rushed conversation that you hear kind of in the opposite direction. You know, something about a troll and Johnny's missing and something like that. And you hear a bunch of other feet just pass down, but they go kind of around you, different tunnels, headed off back in that direction. Your escape route probably shouldn't be in that direction. But for the moment, you guys are totally safe.
Okay, cool. I will.
I'm sorry. You can also see down another hallway is one of the rooms that opens up onto the canal.
Okay, that seems to be kind of clear.
Yes. And you rolled a natural 20, so you're getting all kinds of goodies.
Is there a boat and stuff?
You can see kind of the end of the rope bridge where it terminates in that room and then continues along the wall, along the canal, out of sight. You see, you smell it first. There's some kind of like sickly sweet odor in the air that nobody else seems to be reacting to. And you see in kind of dark corners here and there, and then just kind of smeared along the wall, just in random places that you wouldn't ordinarily look, but because you are so damn perceptive, right, you notice. It looks like just kind of globs of some kind of like almost jelly. Kind of looks like somebody took like handfuls of jelly and just like smeared it in the corner here, kind of trailed their fingers along the wall here. There's some like broken and pitted stone over here, and they just kind of smeared it in there. It doesn't seem to have been there for that long.
Is it corroding the stone around it, though?
It does not appear to be corroding the stone.
Okay.
But the smell seems to be growing slightly stronger. It was put there recently, and the smell is kind of just starting to waft through some of these corridors.
Gross.
You also overhear from a nearby room some conversation about how we haven't seen Horseface or Benny since yesterday. Last we saw them, they were walking across the bridge.
Okay.
Good.
Bridge.
I've been waiting on like a bunch of those things. With a natural 20, like boom, you get all of them. Yeah.
Since yesterday. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. I will go up and speak of the word.
You go up to the door and you speak at a word, and the door does not open. It doesn't slide up or to the side. It slowly vanishes.
Ooh.
That's a pretty cool word. Does that make all doors do that?
Vera, this is an immediate red flag. The outfits do not use magic.
Uh-oh.
It's not that they wouldn't if they could. It's that none of them can pay well enough to get somebody who managed to avoid kind of the conscription as a child, where you're basically, oh, you can do magic? Great. We're going to teach you one spell and only one spell, and you're going to sit in a room for your entire life casting only that spell, right? Create and purify food and water. So to find somebody who not only managed to evade that, learn other magic in secret, right? And then to pay well enough to convince that person to risk revealing themselves actually using magic for one of the outfits, nobody has that kind of money. Again, whoever this outfit is, nobody knows where they're getting their money from, but you now understand something of the scope that they have available. Hestra and James, you guys would both also realize. You guys are the outfit, the underworld here in the slacks. So that should be immediately. That is an immediate red flag to all of you.
All right. On your guide, chaps?
Yeah, I think I'll stealth in.
Yeah.
What can we see inside the room?
Describe, the room beyond. You see at the far end of the room, kind of the very first thing you see is set up on kind of blocks of wood, is clearly some kind of altar. And you can see more signs that are evocative of kind of the leaf and the runes and swirls on the outside of that door that vanished, kind of carved into this altar. it's a pretty humble altar. Kind of it's made of wood. It doesn't have inlay. Kind of these things are crudely hacked into it. The rest of the room, this just looks kind of like a fairly simple sewer room. It's got a grate in the center. Again, it's kind of the confluence of a bunch of small little tunnels that feed sewage into the room, and then it all drops down through the grate into a different level of the sewers. And it is well lit with torches in sconces all around. The only thing you notice about this room, particularly other than the altar, is that it is it is comparatively clean. An effort has obviously been made to kind of clear away some of the grime, sweep the dirt and mess out of here.
Is there the box in here?
Yeah, yeah.
Give me an investigation check. Anybody can give me the investigation with advantage.
Man, we're bad.
Not great.
What's the total?
Investigation. Let me look. That was 7, right?
Yeah.
So 12.
12? Okay. You look at the altar. It looks like it kind of opens up, and you open it up, and nothing happens. There's nothing in there. You're kind of feeling all around it, and you trip something, and the wall behind it also just kind of vanishes.
I hate this.
I don't like this place.
Hate this.
And standing in the doorway, not the doorway, but kind of in that opening there. We'll get to that in a second.
What?
Could do that.
Priorities. All right, suspense. Haha. You do
Sure.
see the box in this second room. The box is just sitting on just a very simple table in the back. It looks exactly like the one that Vera is carrying, but standing between you and it is a very large, is this massive red form with these huge horns that go up and kind of curl around, these giant red bat wings. It's kind of this bronze armor across its shoulders and around its waist, kind of held together by chains. The spikes on the pauldrons have skulls kind of jammed on them. This thing is carrying this massive battle axe and a whip. It has these long, these like long, thin teeth. They're like kind of 8 inches long that come from the top and bottom and fit together, that look like they were meant to just kind of filter something.
Is it real?
It stands there, and you hear in your minds,
Of course.
language that elicits the same response that word that Hestra said elicited. Kind of all of your warnings signals just go off. The hair raises on the back of your neck. Actually, you don't know what it says because none of you speak the language. But it growls, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
Well, but first,
We were
Great.
stealth.
fingers am I holding up, Joshua?
I was
I'm sorry?
hiding.
I'm going to assume 1 on each hand.
Yes.
I did say I was stealthing around in there, though. Does that still hold?
Yes, but when you're messing with kind of the altar there, it's not like you knew, okay, I found the switch. So this was the difference. You were gonna find the switch. Kind of the DC was to determine, can you find it and decide what to do before you switch it, or do you accidentally trip it? So you're kind of sitting right in front of this door. you're also all in the room, and it looks around and it can absolutely see every one of you.
Of course it can.
It's a 13.
11.
Initiative rolls.
My natural 20s have deserted me now that it actually counts. Hester's going to die for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now would be a great time. I don't know if anybody wants to use a flashback to assist them somehow with this situation.
So I've got the flashbang and I've got an idea, but do we want to try and fight this thing, or do we just want to get the box and go?
Go. Get box and go.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
So here's the thing, though. Again, nobody can know that the box was your target.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was clearly posted as a sentry.
Yeah, we have to kill the thing.
Yeah, definitely
so-
do.
Before I spend a flashback, because I have 2 ideas for a flashback, but one of them I want to know if it's even remotely possible before I do it. Would it be
Okay.
possible for us to have gotten health potions?
If you would like to use, right, health potions are a premium item. So
Right.
if you would like to use your flashback to basically go, cool, we are clearly, we are clearly not going to be undetected. We're going to take some hits, and you kind of pull in some contacts. You can grab some health potions, yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'll use my flashback for.
Okay, give me a D20 to determine the quality of those potions.
Okay. 18.
18. You can have you have 3 basic,
3 basic.
and a greater and a superior.
1 greater, 1 superior. Okay, cool.
And Hestra kind of as part of the flashback, right? I'll give you, like, you've just got this premonition. Oh God, this is about to go so wrong, guys. I've got these, and you can go ahead and distribute those.
Okay. I have people who depend on me, so I'm keeping the greater.
I've
Okay.
got 16 hit points, but I'm also kind of playing in God mode. But can I have a basic?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that leaves what, 1 basic left?
1 basic and a superior.
Do you want to give any to Philly?
Yes.
Okay, so what are you giving to Philly?
I will give Philly the superior one.
Okay.
And
And
I would
favorite.
like to, and if I would have known ahead of time, I would have told you. She and I definitely would know each other, being the gnomes in the party, right?
Okay. Yeah, we'll
good
say kind of Gideon approached you, right, with a job, and you were like, "Can I bring my friend
Yeah,
Billy? He's good at this kind of thing."
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
She's my girl, so I'm taking care of her.
Can I?
Billy is good.
Yeah.
Please tell me it has advantage or something. No? Cool. Did anybody roll above a 3?
Yes.
Yep.
thankfully I did manage to do that. I rolled a 2, but then I add 9, so I got an 11.
Cool. So each round we will go everybody in the team in whatever order you guys would like, and then we'll do this creature because you all rolled better than it. Vera, question.
This might be a waste of a flashback, so I'm wondering if it could be one. Experience with the cult of Halloran. Because this wasn't really part of the planning phase. This was a month ago. But do I remember anything? I was probably in there for a long time in whatever they had as a clinic. Did I overhear things? Is this familiar from their cult theology?
So here's the fun thing about a flashback. You don't really need to ask. If you just want to say, like, yeah, you went and got treated, but there was definitely like an air, there was definitely a feeling that you got that was really unsettling, like maybe these guys are not all they seem and there's something nefarious going on with them, absolutely. So what preparation would that have then led you to take in case something like this happened?
I would have, I guess, asked around and really researched and investigated this cult. And if I did discover they had any weird demonic associations, I would have looked for vulnerabilities. Like, this is eventually going to come up and bite us. So how do I prepare for that? Just knowledge-wise.
How would you have prepared, suspecting that maybe there was something demonic going on here? Because that is the pattern, right? Part of the reason that people hate magic is somebody says, "Yo, everybody, I found a god, join my cult," and then half a city burns down, or people start eating their children. Like that's the way that this goes. So yeah, what advantage would you like to have gotten?
I might have gone and talked to people who work for the Merchant Council who have been hunting these people down and determined what are the specific vulnerabilities of what you faced here. What was most effective?
Okay. From the Merchant Council, right, and those of, or at least, many levels down from them, the ones that you have access to, none of them are actually aware of kind of the demonic focus here. But what I will say you find, if you want to do this, is you find kind of one person of faith who's not trying to start a cult. They know that there's no God, but they believe in kind of the ideals, and they can bless your a couple of your daggers if you'd like, such that they deal radiant damage.
Okay. Since we're
yeah. So I'm giving you this as leverage for Vera later. Nobody else knows that there's something demonic happening with these people, right? That is a piece of information that Vera has, that she can use. But yeah, we'll say you've got kind of your two blessed daggers that you've been keeping just in case kind of this goes way south.
Oh, cool. Radiant daggers. Good job.
James, did you want to use your flashback or just your flashbang?
I'm thinking for right now, I'll hold on to that flashback.
All right, saving it for a rainier day.
Rain? Yeah, I know. I'm honestly, I'm really 90% convinced the thing is real. Could be an illusion.
So that will bring us then into combat. Yeah.
Can I ask Philly if she managed to bring her enchanted crossbow bolts?
Philly is not a player character and does not get a flashback.
Dang it.
It's a good thought. So top of the round, would you guys prefer me to kind of put you in your initiative order, or do you guys want to do free form because you all rolled higher than it?
Well, as far as pulling off plans, it's easier to do it freeform as a group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mostly interested in whichever one you guys think will move combat faster.
Probably turns then.
Yeah, probably turns would move combat faster.
Turns? Okay, we can do turns. Yeah. So give me those initiatives then.
11.
25 to 20.
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay. James first. 20 to 15.
I'm a 13, and then Jenny's an 11.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We'll
And go James, then Philly, then
Vera,
and then Hestra. Okay, James, you are up first as this behemoth. For context, this thing's size is huge. It like barely fits in here. Your guy's size is small, so it is 3 sizes larger than.
We gotta
Good.
slow thing or get
Yes,
close.
ma'am.
Get close.
I'm sorry, James. What are you doing?
Okay. So, how far is it from here to that rope bridge?
It's basically back out of this room and like 30 feet down the hallway.
And does this thing in front of us look like it might chase us?
From what you can tell, it appears to be here as a sentry. You're not sure if it's going to pursue you or just make sure you don't get at the thing behind it.
Okay.
So yeah, you're not sure.
Good. Let's see. I guess so. It's just standing there.
No, it is getting ready to attack you.
Oh, okay, okay. So it is aggressive.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's horrible and aggressive, and it definitely wants to.
Oh, good, good. Okay. Let's see. Probably want to hammer pitons, oil again. Okay, well, to start it off, I guess I'll go. You said this is one big room, right?
Yep.
I'll try and kind of go opposite direction of it so that the rest of the team is in one corner, I'm in another corner, and this thing's between us. So regardless of who it decides to attack, it's going to have its back to somebody else.
Okay.
So
it dominates the majority of the room, and you're not sure whether you're still within its range. But yeah, you guys are kind of you guys are. It hasn't moved yet, so you're kind of over here, and the party's directly in front of it. But yeah, so you've created a triangle at least.
okay, yeah, and then from there, I'm trying to stay as far away as I can to hopefully avoid its range. I'm just going to throw one of my daggers at it.
Okay, roll an attack.
Let's see. Do I get proficiency on daggers?
Yes, as a rogue.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, that's definitely one of your weapons.
Okay, so it's plus dex plus proficiency then?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And
And then it'll be Philly and then Vera.
16.
You chuck a dagger and it bounces off of its armor.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How big is, speaking of grates, how big is the grate in the middle of the room?
It's the same as the other one. It's about 3 by 3.
Oh, so like this thing's left big toe?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Like its foot covers about half.
Okay, good.
Okay. That's movement, action. Any bonus action?
Can I throw a second dagger? Is that how this works?
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus action because it's 1 dagger and then 2 daggers. I think it's only
Okay.
melee, but you're all rogues and it's a rogue adventure, so yes, let the daggers fly.
I still get plus 8. It's the attack damage that affects?
It's the attack damage that you do not add anything to.
Okay, 26?
6 will hit, yes.
That better hit.
Okay.
Armor class is between 16 and 26. So
Yep.
it's the D4.
Cool. 1.
Cool. It jams into the skin, and then you watch as it kind of wobbles there and then falls out. It is definitely resistant to just straight. It is now Philly's turn. Philly is going to look at this thing. Nice. Oh, that's cool. Philly reaches behind her leathers and pulls out some kind of metal object that is beaming this bright, radiant light and says, "I knew it." Tears it kind of off the chain around her neck, holds it forward, and shouts something in Gnomish. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage. It rolls a 13 plus a 20. Cool. So its speed is half. Oh, this one does not require. I'm sorry. Bonus action. Oh, this is the bonus action. You get advantage on attack rolls. Up to 0. Perfect. Okay. She vows enmity with the creature. Runs forward and is going to attack it twice with her rapier. First attack with advantage because of vow enmity. 16 plus. Yep. First one hits. Second one. Oh, both hit. And she's going to spend a spell slot to smite. Hestra, you're going, what?
I didn't know you could do that.
So she's going to do a bunch of damage. 1, 2, 6. Good. Oh my god, 3 ones on the damage die.
So I definitely gave the right person the superior health potion.
Oh yeah, she runs right up to this thing and jams this glowing rapier straight through the armor twice, and it kind of... It's definitely unhappy with her. Oh, she has dueling. So that's another 4 damage. Okay, and that will be her turn.
And she's within 5 feet of it, yes? Just for the
She
sake
is
of
now within 5 feet of it, granting all of you roguish types sneak attack, as long as you don't have disadvantage. It is now Vera and then Hestra's turn.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Is there anything up high in this room that could take a grappling hook?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Is this going to consume actions, etc.?
No, this is just a quick spot check.
Okay, that's a 13 plus 3 plus 4. So 13 plus 7, dirty 20.
Yes, you are pretty certain that there is a spot on the roof. You can see kind of the stone has cracked, and actually, one of the stones had actually fallen, and you can see that there are the roots of some kind of subterranean plant all gnarled that looks like it's been kind of pushing this stone downward.
Okay, so Vera is going to attempt to pull a Luke Skywalker and get a grappling hook in there, swing across the room, hopefully avoiding the attack of opportunity zone, and get as close to that box as she can, because I'm the one carrying the fake box.
Yep. You cannot actually. Its range is such that you can not actually, while remaining in the confines of the room, leave her reach. So there will be no attack of opportunity as you basically swing past into the room with the box.
Actually, that's not what I intended to do. I intended to stop where the box is. And can I have some more dialogue and time?
Sorry, you're trying to stop at the box, right?
Yes. Not like grab it or swap it or do anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You swing into kind of this chamber beyond this big room with the box.
Yeah, over it. And I'm standing with the box and okay. Can I first just try and heft it? How heavy is it?
Definitely heavier than the box you are carrying. Um, but it is heftable. It's going to be kind of hard to run with it, but you've got it.
Can I just hit it and rattle it? As in trying to figure out what's in it.
You do, and it kind of feels like there's like lead inside of it. It is heavy enough that if there is something that would rattle, you can't actually shake it hard enough to rattle it.
Okay. And I know this is a very long turn, sorry, but is it locked?
You can't. You still got your action. Yeah, you kind of investigate it. There are definitely locks on here, both mechanical and arcane. Well, you don't know if it's arcane, but there's a lot of scrolls and runes on here that definitely look magical of some variety or another. You get the sense opening it would be real bad.
Bad idea. I'm just gonna hop up on top of it. And do I have a bonus action or any more action-ness?
You have a bonus action.
Chug that health potion.
You chug that health potion. You have one basic.
Yeah. So it's 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Okay, Hestra.
Okay. First things first. It's gonna be bad. So I'm gonna drink my greater health potion real quick with my bonus action.
Okay. Bonus action.
So is Philly she's on the same side of this creature as I am, yes? Okay. That's 14 points back, so let me add that back real quick. Okay, all right, that's better. Okay, cool. And you said that the creature is holding like a whip?
Yes, a huge axe in one hand and a long whip in the other.
Cool. I would like to, Legolas fashion, run for the whip, grab on, wrap arm around and use it to heft myself up and
Nice.
yank.
Yes.
This is the coolest thing ever. This is cooler than Legolas. Give me an acrobatics check. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. No, that's only a 9. Bummer. It was so cool.
But that would have been really cool. I will give you a D8 inspiration.
Cool. Okay.
Because it's really cool, and I want it to happen.
I will add that. So that would make it a 13.
A 13 total?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll get your attack off, but it looks like it's probably going to try and shake you off and hit you with the whip, and it's going to have advantage on that attack.
Sure. Okay.
So you kind of grab onto the rope, and for a moment, it's super cool. You are swinging around this room. You get your dagger attack in. Go ahead and attack.
Like, Philly, look, I'm cool too. So that's lots. That's let's see. 21.
Oh yeah, 21 hits.
And
right,
sneak attack too.
Narrowing down the AC. What is it?
And then sneak attack too, right?
Yes, because allies are within 5 feet, and you do not have disadvantage on the attack.
Okay, so that's 11 points.
11 points, and this is just a dagger.
Yeah, and it was 1 point on the dagger itself.
Okay, halved to 5. Okay. You manage to get that in, and then you slam into the wall and kind of let go of the rope, and you pull yourself onto your feet. Actually, you know what? No, giving it advantage on the attack is too harsh. We'll say you end your turn prone.
Okay.
And I think that's yeah, that would have been too harsh. Cool.
Which,
It
I mean,
is
he'll still have an advantage if he goes after me because I'm prone.
true.
Yeah.
But you are not currently its focus.
Okay.
It is the demon's turn.
Oh, no.
It is going to take its whip and look back at Vera, who's standing right next to the, is currently handling the object it's supposed to protect, and
On
takes the whip and whoosh, takes a swing at you.
Without a question.
I'm
Uncanny.
sorry? It's one attack, so sure. It rolls a 23 to hit,
Doesn't it?
which definitely hits. You take 5, 6, 7. You take 11 points of slashing damage.
Half.
And it, halved to whatever half of the number is. 11, so 5. And the whip wraps around you, and the barbs kind of sink in, and it rips you towards itself. And I need you to give me an acrobatics check, and we'll just see if you can hold on to the box. Have you haven't switched the boxes, have you?
Well, frankly, I'm not actually holding on to it. That's not my intention.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You haven't switched to the box, so you just get pulled 25 feet towards it. You get lifted off your feet. You bounce off its breastplate and kind of land at the floor at its feet, and it smiles down at you, and then takes its axe, turns, and slams it down at Philly, who just did a crap ton of damage to him.
No, not Philly.
Philly. Are you kidding me? He actually misses with a 13.
Woo!
Right.
I'm sorry, real quick. Vera, I do need you to make a con save.
Yeah?
Ew.
Okay, hang on. Let me check the con.
I think you've got a +1.
Why have my proficiencies changed in my saving throws?
I shifted them around because you are young Vera and have not. You're like becoming an adventurer here, and then you have a long life of being a mob boss, and then you get old and lose a lot of that, and then gain different ones.
Fine.
And Vera, do you remember that when we did the session 0, you saved your Constitution saving throw proficiency from your starter character, which rogues don't automatically get?
That should be, the Constitution should be the proficiency, not intelligence.
Right, but Constitution is not a saving throw for rogues. That's something that happened later on at the after that section 0.
Okay.
So con save.
18.
That is a
Alright.
6. Whew. And I guess nothing happens if you succeed. Good. You see as the whip kind of releases you, a barb from it stays lodged in your armor, but you kind of shake it out and you can see some kind of foul poison oozing from it. Cool. Well, it did 5 damage to one of you and then missed the other one. This is just great. Fantastic. Top of the round. James.
Hey, so would this thing have room to fall over if we did something to make it fall over?
Sure.
Okay. I'd like to take my turn to, yeah, that'll work. Pound a piton into the wall, and I still have some of the rope left. Did I lose the whole rope with the troll?
No, I just assumed that you wound it up again and kept it.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So yeah, I want to pound a piton into the wall and then try and run around like through its legs as much as I can.
Are you AT-ATing my demon?
That's my plan.
Give me an athletics check. And we'll combine this as both the attempt to quickly ham a piton into the wall and run around it enough to.
Okay, let's see how this
Yeah.
goes. $20.
Cool. Yeah.
One?
You are currently engaged in the process of
Oh,
sprinting.
I totally lost you guys.
There are
Nope.
loops. There are loops of rope around its legs. If it tries to move, it's gonna have to make an effort.
Good.
Alex, I love so much having you in my games. All right.
Well, I love playing in your games, so I'm always
I'm Philly. Philly's gonna stab him twice, and it's going to. It's gonna use precision attack on the first one here. Oh, she has advantage. Never mind. She's not gonna waste that. 9 plus.
No.
This is with the first one. Second one is a 1 and a 7.
Come on,
Oh.
Billy.
Her radiant rapier has kind of dulled somewhat and is just scratching off of this thing's breastplate as it smiles and laughs in a dark guttural tone. Vera, you are up.
I will take out one of them radiant daggers, and since I'm right up in its business, I will stab it in its business.
Roll that attack. You get yanked across the floor, bounce off it, stand up, dagger in each hand.
With advantage, I assume?
No. Oh, actually, because you are opposite it from Philly. So yes, with advantage.
Cool beans. This will be a +8 to hit. So 21.
21 hit. Do you want to attack with the bonus action as well?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll still be advantaged?
Still advantage.
Okay. Lots.
Also definitely hits. So give me 2d4 plus 4d6.
And then whatever Radiant does, I don't know.
Radiant just means he's not going to resist this damage.
Cool. 18.
18.
Plus your dex.
Plus my dex. Oh, dang. 18 plus 5.
Cool. He has
Three.
less hit points. Fewer hit points. Cool. Okay, not below half yet. And Hestra.
All right. So since my last cool idea didn't work, I'm not going to try that one again. But I'm a lot smaller than he is, yes?
Yep.
Okay. So half my movement to stand up.
Okay.
And I assume I fell fairly close to where his feet are, or did I end up farther
No,
away?
you're kind of against the wall. You're about 15 feet away from it.
Shoot. 15 feet away. Okay. I want to move in, so I'll use my bonus action to dash because I want to get right underneath of him.
I'm sorry. On his turn, without moving, he got an attack on you, and his reach is only 10 feet. So you are within 10 feet of him.
Sweet. Then I don't need to dash with my bonus action. Okay, I want to get right underneath of him.
Okay.
And I will stay there and stab him in the back of the knee twice.
Roll 2 attacks.
Okay. No, that wasn't in the
I don't know about you, but if I got stabbed in the back of the knee, I would try to step forward. Just saying.
So that hits.
Yep, second attack.
Okay. That one misses. Okay.
Yeah, second one's definitely not going to hit. But yeah, and you have sneak attack because everybody's all around his feet. Plus a d4. Plus
So
your
that's
dex.
18.
Plus your dex.
Yeah, that's 18 with my dex. Because my dex.
Oh, I'm sorry. 18 plus your dex. Cool. It is very hurt at this point. It's wounded at this point, and as you kind of carve into it from directly below, you gouge out part of its knee, and this black viscous liquid comes spurting out and kind of splashes across you.
Of course.
And you take 5 points of acid. Oh, I'm sorry. You get a dex save.
Okay, I get a dex save.
You do get a dex save.
Cool. Theoretically, I'm okay at those. 20.
Cool. So because you have evasion, you actually take no damage.
Sweet.
I feel like you guys were designed to beat this thing. Cool. Good. That is your turn, which brings us to the demon's turn. That hurt a lot.
Yep.
It's gonna take a step forward as it tries to look down at where you are. It is going to attempt an athletics check then to break the rope. Strength. So that's a 24. 17. Yeah, 24. What's the strength of hempen rope?
I believe that it's a DC 15 for
Oh,
breaking.
is it just 15?
I
DC 17 strength
7.
check.
Okay.
Okay. He does not fall. The rope breaks into 2 pieces. He does stumble forward. I'll subtract 2 from the attack roll. So axe attack against Hestra, because you just hit him in the knee, and that was upsetting. God damn! You rolled a 7 plus 8 minus 2 is not enough.
No.
Cool. Well, then he's gonna swing his whip at James because you're following up his legs, and he's upset about that. Okay, an 18.
Yeah, that hits.
Give me a quick Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that's +1. Great. 6.
Okay, you take 14 points of physical damage.
Okay.
Would you like to uncanny dodge that?
Yeah, definitely.
So you can reduce that to 7.
Okay.
And then you take. I'm sorry. On your turn, remind me that you're going to take damage. Actually, your turn is going to go next. So you immediately take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, great.
As one of the barbs from the whip is now kind of buried in your armor and is scratching your skin underneath, and you can just feel it pulse through, and the flesh starts to become feverish. If you would like on your turn, it will take an action, but you can attempt to remove that barb. Otherwise, it will continue to hurt you.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
So it is now your turn.
So yeah, let's try and get that out of there.
Yeah, give me a medicine check. DC 14.
Okay, medicine to me is +2. And roll. Cooperate. So that's 14.
That is exactly what you needed. So you managed to pull the barb out, chuck it to the floor. You've got a bonus action and movement.
Drinking a potion. Bonus action?
Bonus action.
Yeah, so I've got the basic potion. I'll drink that.
All right, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, let's see. 2d4 plus 2?
Yep.
So we get 5 points back. Great. And let's see, where am I? I'm kind of between his legs right now.
What did you last do? Yeah, you were kind of running around, so you're not between his legs. You're kind of on his periphery there.
Okay, that's where I want to be. So we'll go with that.
Perfect. Okay, right.
Yep, it's you.
Philly. Philly is gonna continue to attempt to stab him with advantage. That's a natural 20.
No.
Second attack. Miss. So we're going to go ahead, and that's 2d8 because it's a crit. 15 plus 3, 18 points of damage. Cool. Plus 4 because plus 2 because dueling. But she didn't use a spell this time, so all that's halved. So sorry, 18, 22, 11. Okay. Whee! And that's your turn. Next, Vera, and then Hestra.
2 stabs.
Roll your 2 stabs.
Stab. These are with advantage, right?
These are with advantage.
So add 8 to these. There's 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Both of. You only roll. Oh yeah, with advantage. The first one definitely hits. Second one.
Second one, still plus 8.
Okay.
So the first one, so it's 2d4 plus the sneak attack, right?
Yep.
And this is with your radiant dagger still?
Radiant daggers plus another 5, so 27.
Oh, it's gonna take full damage from that. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Be right now.
Real quick, Vera, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw to avoid the acid.
Ooh, yes. Plus evasion, right, or whatever that does.
Yeah.
Well, evasion will do half damage if you fail.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you just
No
roll
damage.
a dex save.
Hang on.
And
let
I
me
think
look- New
you've got a
stat.
plus 8 to your dex save.
I do? I do.
Yep.
You be roguing it, babe.
Ooh. Yeah.
You take no damage from the acid. It's getting pissed. Hestra, you're up.
Cool. So he stepped forward away from me, yes?
Um,
Because I
yeah.
went underneath him and he stepped forward, so now I'm behind him.
Well, no, then he turned to take an axe swing at you.
Doesn't matter. Is his body still between me and Philly?
Yes.
So I can maneuver where I'm flanking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I will do that, and I will do one with rapier and one with the dagger. A stab.
Rapier with the dagger. Okay, rapier first.
Yep.
Disadvantage.
With advantage. Plus 7, so that's what is that? 18?
Yep,
Okay.
that hits. Just
And
hit.
hang on, advantage. Okay. And dagger strike will also hit.
Yep. So that's a D8 plus a D4 plus 4D6.
But it's a D6 because I nicked it.
Ooh, correct. So it's a D4 plus 5D6.
Okay. So there's the D4. 5D6.
Ooh.
So 17, 20 plus 4, 24. There we go.
24.
Half.
Have,
Still not.
to 12.
Yep.
Which is exactly how many hit points it had left.
What?
Nice.
So, Hestra, give me a quick dex save.
Cool.
Annihilated a demon, guys.
So that's a 16.
16 is the DC of the con save, so you take no damage. So, Hestra, as you kill this thing that is 3 sizes larger than you, your friends are bouncing around, knives, swords, radiant light from Philly. What does it look like as you kill this creature, which is called a Fulad Zera?
Cool. I probably still don't know what it's called, but I'll just take a dagger in one hand, rapier in the other, and I'll stick him out, and I'll walk under him towards Philly, and just take
Right.
his legs right out from underneath of him.
So you're doing now the Legolas on the Oliphant.
Yes.
Or no, that was I'm sorry.
That was Gimli.
No, that was who? What? One more at a time.
That was
Eowyn.
Eowyn.
That was Eowyn, right? She's the one who kind of went through. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Eowyn is boss.
Because
Cool.
I want Philly to notice that I'm as cool as she is, almost, not quite.
You slide through the blood and the muck and the acid on the floor and just take out its tendons, and it comes crashing down, and you guys just kind of butcher that thing. Cool. Well, that didn't last nearly as long as I thought it would.
Swap the boxes.
Swap the boxes.
Swap the boxes.
Yes. I'm sorry. Also, the body starts to, as you guys kind of swap the boxes, you turn back, and the body just kind of starts to turn to ash and dust that just vaporizes.
All right. So we don't have to worry about how to get rid of that one. That's good.
Notice.
Well, we'll notice it's gone, but we don't have to haul the body away.
That's true.
So, Hestra,
Yes.
you definitely hear people kind of in other rooms. Like, hold on, did you feel that?
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
We've been made.
Down the grate. Down the grate.
Here's the thing. The door into here is gone.
Mm-hmm. It vanished.
Which is an indication, right, that somebody kind of came in here and monkeyed around.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me try something really fast.
We put it back.
I say the word again.
Oh.
As you guys are all standing in the room, the door reappears.
We can go down the grate, right? Because I just locked us in here.
Jump down the grate.
Hopefully, don't meet whatever slime monster thing is waiting for us under the bridge.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
True.
You guys rip open the grate. Hold on. You guys rip open the grate, and who's first down?
I'll go.
You got the box. You probably should be.
Yeah, go.
Vera, you take the
Well-
box, you jump down again. You splash into water, kind of up to here, and you're looking around, and it's almost completely dark in here, except for the beam of light from the room above that kind of shines down on you. And from the darkness around you, you hear, Vera? Vera, is that you?
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It is from one of the missing halflings.
I will. Actually, I'm gonna be suspicious, so I will sneak towards the voice rather than running towards the voice. But I'm super excited. Is he one of the kiddos I grew up with? Because I'm kind of freaking out.
Yeah, this is the voice that you recognize comes from a halfling named Gover. Young adult like you. Yeah, it's one of the other ones that was in Aiden's gang as kids. He just kind of collected them and taught them thievery and whatnot. So yeah, you kind of move over, and you can hear other whispers in the dark all around you as other people are saying, "Wait, it's Vera. Vera's here. What's hang on." And you kind of feel your way over to the wall, and you can feel kind of chained along this wall are 13 of the kind of missing halflings, ranging from like pretty young, like we're talking like maybe 10 or 12, all the way up through those who are maybe just a few years older than yourself. And you kind of you can't really see here, but you kind of touch along. They're all chained, but you kind of touch their faces and their bodies, and they're all, as far as you can tell, these are your guys.
I start breaking them out.
Yeah, I
Okay.
will help because I can pick locks too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Give me. We'll just see kind of how long this takes. Give me. Both of you give me thieves' tools checks. So it's D20 plus your dex plus your proficiency bonus.
And it's double proficiency, right? Because we have expertise with those tools, yeah?
Only if you chose those tools as one of your expertise things.
Oh, okay.
Mine's 8. It's only
So
11.
yeah, you guys are kind of all down at this point
yeah.
as Philly replaces the great
Mine's 11.
11.
Mine is much less than that. It's 9.
9. Okay. It's gonna take you a while. You guys are down here for a good 20, 30 minutes. You don't hear anything from the room above. Nobody seems to have entered the one you just left as you guys kind of work at these locks here. But Hestra,
Mm-hmm.
you smell as you're working, kind of that sickly sweet odor starts to waft its way in here as well.
Oh, that's not good. I'll just ask one of the halflings whose locks I'm working on. So what's up with this smell? Do you know what that is?
Well, somebody came down earlier and I don't know, they didn't say anything. We were afraid it was one of them, so we just quiet and it's about 20 minutes ago, and then that smell kind of started to arrive.
But you didn't see what caused it?
No, the only thing that happened was somebody came down and then disappeared down that way. And you can see kind of from one side, from where the water down here is flowing. And at this point, by the way, you're all kind of shivering and clammy. There's a grate in the wall, and this one is heavily reinforced. This one is not meant to move, but the water is flowing from that down in the direction that this guy pointed.
Okay. And is that the same direction that I saw like the slimy stuff on the as we were
So
coming in?
the slimy stuff you saw on the level above this.
Right, but is it going like the same direction?
Oh, I see. There wasn't really direction to the slime above. It just looked like it had been kind of secreted away in little areas where people wouldn't really look.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In these 20 minutes, can I be like asking everybody what the heck happened?
Yeah. You get a range of stories, but it's a whole lot of people in robes, like grabbing them off the street, grabbing them from their beds, etc. There were 17 of them. 4 were taken away, and they haven't seen them.
Were they taken up to that big room where the altar was?
Yes.
Good.
I mean, all they know is that they were taken kind of up through the grate in the floor here.
Right, but we know that there's an altar, a giant demon, a creepy cult, and a magic box. So
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can put 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. That's fine. Is the smell getting closer or stronger, or does it seem to be coming from any particular direction?
It is definitely so kind of the air is moving away from you, kind of with the water as it goes. It definitely there's definitely a source nearby, but you can't really tell if it's coming because you're upwind of it.
Okay.
if I
Potential sources.
light my hooded lantern, can I see anything that seems out of place?
Yeah,
Yeah, we all have hooded lanterns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
We'll just say you guys kind of kept the lanterns above the water when you splashed down.
Yeah, because we're
Oh,
smart.
totally. Of course. Perception is +2. Okay.
It's not our first sewer crawl.
It really isn't.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Yeah, you take your hooded lantern and you kind of light it up, kind of put the bullseye on so it kind of goes way down there, and you're looking down the tunnel. You can, at first, you don't see anything, and then it looks like kind of the walls have liquid running on them. And then you look closer, and there are actually just things on the walls, clustered in places, but slowly kind of creeping in your direction. There are a lot of really big spiders coming in your direction.
Oh
No, I
no!
thought the spiders were metaphorical.
Do we
With,
need to
with, a
go
nat
that
20, with a natural 20 on your perception, you can see that where they're clustered a little bit, they seem to be like scraping stuff off the wall, and then kind of not licking it off because they don't really have tongues, but whatever it is that spiders do to get stuff off their legs, they're doing that. And then others that can't quite get into the cluster are just kind of creeping slowly towards you guys.
Okay.
Can I tell what direction the airflow is coming from? Because that indicates escape.
The airflow is coming kind of from the same direction the water is. The water is kind of moving the air down towards the spiders, and the water is moving from kind of this really heavy gate on the side, or not gate, but
Right.
sluice thing.
Can I rattle that and see if there's any give?
You can go ahead and just give me an athletics check.
Yeah, that's gonna go great.
Is it locked?
Oh,
Yeah.
it actually did go good.
You cannot rattle it. Like this is not like a small gate. Like this is not like a floor grate that you can kind of lift. These are solid steel that go kind of into the stone above and below.
Can I ask Gover and the others, do they remember, or were they blindfolded being taken down here? Do they remember the route?
They all woke up kind of in chains on this wall.
Okay. I think we need to move briskly in whatever direction we're gonna do this.
So yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to admit it, whichever way you guys are going, I'm going back up. I have some unfinished business.
Was that
Was
Philly?
That was Philly. And she starts kind of crawling back. I'm sorry, no, that was not one of the other halfling. She starts crawling back up
Philly,
into the room.
what are you doing?
You have all been very helpful so far. Thank you for getting me here. If you'd like to come with me, you're welcome. Otherwise, good luck down that way. But I have a job to do.
Who are you walking for?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab her like by the leg and pull her back down and say, "No, we need to talk about this before you go."
Roll athletics, or no, you're trying to grapple, so it's athletics contested.
11. Great.
You kind of grab onto her leg, and she shakes you off. And she kind of disappears from the aperture there, and you can hear her trying to imitate the Berzul word.
Guys, what do you want to do?
I'm sorry, I got my people and I've got my box and I've done my job, so I'm out.
Yeah, but wherever she's going might be the right way out.
She's going back where we were.
Yeah,
After
that's where we were. What?
After a couple of seconds, as you guys are chatting, she comes back over to the aperture. Hestra, if you could, please open the door real quick. I will happily provide a distraction if the rest of you want to, leap into the canal up here.
That would be better than getting eaten by giant spiders. I'm all in. What do you think about your people, Vera?
Sorry, I was writing it down. What did she say?
She'll distract them. If I open the door for her, she'll distract them while you and your lot get away in the canals, and then she goes and finishes her job.
Okay, I must be mistaken then, because I thought we were in the canal, but we're below it?
Yeah, so there's
down a level.
the canal is on the level above that runs by. That's kind of the upper level of sewers. You guys dropped down into a grate into a smaller set. So this water is likely channeled off from the canal, but is a level lower and is not the canal itself. So the canal that was on Gideon's map is up above.
Okay. So yeah, I would
That's
take.
how this way out.
Map is a strong word.
Yeah, but my priority is now I guess, how many are left? 13 of my people here.
Yeah. So you guys are going back up?
Yeah.
Okay. As the last of you kind of gets up there, webs kind of and hit the roof and the entrance to the tunnel, and kind of the last halfling up, you guys have to pull free of the web and quickly like replace the grating.
Great.
Yes, the grate.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So
Does
if you
it
would
look
kindly,
like it's secure enough that the spiders can't get up?
yeah, it's.
Okay.
I mean, spiders don't quite have the oomph to lift like iron grates.
Sure.
So, but they're definitely all like crowding around there, and as you kind of back away, these long hairy legs are sticking up through and writhing all around. So, if you will open the door, I will go right back to the that sermon that was happening, and she kind of cracks her knuckles, checks some of her equipment. I would suggest that you all go left.
Well, they can go left.
Who's they?
What are you doing?
I'm coming with you, stupid.
Okay. This. I mean, sure, if you like, we.
You
Sure,
don't
all
get
right.
to take all of them by yourself.
Okay. So Jenny, just so you know, this. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
I
coming
know.
up on the end
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Hestra, when you're ready.
I'll open the door.
Right. The rest of you, you never saw any of this.
But I want my money.
And if you talk of it, if you speak of it, we will find out. And she strides out into the hallway, and you hear her voice booming with unnatural volume as she walks back into the sermon chamber. And you hear kind of screams and gasps as she yells, "You have been found guilty of demon worship. Your souls are forfeit, and a hunter is here for your lives. You, sheep in devil's clothing, I vow to end your corruption here and now." And Hester, you walk in with her as they just wade into the first into kind of all of these people here in the white robes who start pulling out daggers and sickles and defending themselves, and then kind of the other sentries who are coming in, like this is their job to defend them. And
I'll shut the door so that they don't get involved with the halfling escape.
And that is the last that the rest of you see of those two. Actually, I guess there's just two of you now. You guys book it for the canal, and as you hear in some of the other side passages, you can hear like spiders at the north, sentries to the north, they're at the south too. What the hell is going on? And you guys kind of book your way, dodging a couple of times. Webs kind of come shooting out of side alleys and almost get you guys. You guys just kind of take your box, leap into the canal. And what Gideon didn't tell you is that this canal basically runs into a tube where you are completely submerged until it runs like the 1,000 feet down the cliff to the actual harbor. So, just go ahead and give me, everybody give me, please, 3 Constitution saving throws.
So is that an extra 39 Constitution saving throws for the halflings?
Yeah.
An extra 39.
Guys.
I don't get the joke.
Because you have 13 times 3.
times.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about the other gnomes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna roll for them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They are civilians, so they don't get any modifiers. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Let's see, what was it at the end? Constitution saving was 1.
Okay, so give me your. I'm sorry. There's a whole bunch of things in the chat. Give me those last numbers.
18, 19, 10.
Whoops, my bad. 14, 6, and 17.
Okay, you two are fine. As you guys kind of come shooting out into the cold, salty water of the harbor, arms suddenly kind of pull you up, and you can see Gideon there as he kind of is pulling you guys out. 2 of the halflings drowned. The rest of you he pulled out, and Hestra's not there, but Vera, definitely you see like little flecks on Gideon's kind of leather armor and on his face of some kind of like thick substance, and he goes, "Did the spiders work? Did they distract everybody?"
I loved him.
And with that, we will go ahead and end this episode.
I knew there was a reason I loved him.
Cool. So everybody thinks that trolls attacked the main sentry post.
With their cheek pouch.
Spiders overran some sections of it, and everybody else, anybody else who survived, is pretty sure that it was the Dave Venatores who hit the place. So,
Haha.
as I said,
So, Josh, the only thing I need to know is if Hestra lived or not.
that's a great question. I really kind of want to run that fight because I do actually know somewhere I have written here how many cultists and sentries are left.
Cool. So we'll put a pin in that for later.
At some point, I'll roll that and see what happens.
But Gideon knows where my people are, so he can make sure that my money gets to my peeps.
Yes.
And because we do honorable business, they will get because the deal is if you die in service, the money goes to your family.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for the first of hopefully several kind of flashbacks to the early days when everything was chaos and gang wars before Vera and Gideon together kind of solidify everything and take over the slacks using the startup money. I'm sorry, Gideon takes the box and goes off to his secret buyer and sells it and comes back with startup money. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we will be back next week with our actual It Gets Worse campaign. Cheers, have a lovely week, and we hope you stay so healthy and safe.